What is up, people? We are back with my boy Kaz, a new recruit Saucy Wu, and my boy Twale. We are doing a top 15 Zhao generals of all time list, and something I don't usually do, but I'm gonna do this time. Gonna hook y'all up to the Discord. Go over to the Kingdom Discord. I'll have a link in my comment section pinned down. You can pretty much just chat with us. All the discussions we have in the videos, we pretty much have in the Discord just through text. So if you want to be in on the discussions, if you want to join in on the videos, that's an option too. If you want to just talk to me, recommend me videos, whatever the case is, then you can. Also, follow my Twitch channel. Same name, Jonkins the Pimp. I don't do manga content there necessarily. I do gameplays. But if you hop in the chat and you ask questions about Kingdom, I'll pretty much answer them. And we can, form a discussion there. So if you want more content from me in general, go to my Twitch. I play games. I discuss whatever. But yeah, let's get it. So what's up, guys? I play Smite mostly. I play some Fortnite, some Splitgate. Usually just a competitive online type of person, but there are some single player games that I do want to get into. And I have gone into in the past, I just haven't really streamed them. But yeah, what's up with you guys?
What's up, man? Thanks for having me. I'm good today.
The mandatory thanks for having me.
It just flows.
What's up with you, Saucy?
Not much, just chilling.
Has work been shitty?
I don't go back till a couple more days, and then I gotta work that double shift. So.
Oh shit!
Ooh.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I misremembered. I thought you meant you were going to work today or something along those lines. But yeah, rip to you. I know you're not looking forward to that.
That's gonna suck.
Yeah. But yo, let's start this shit. So, do you guys want to start with honorable mentions? I guess we can start with number 15 so we can, compare who made it to who didn't. So, my number 15 is Fute, and the honorable mentions that did not make it are Rinko, Kisui, Genpo, and Rozo. So, if anyone thinks any of those four should be above Fute, then go ahead, let me know. We can discuss it.
Wait, hold up. You have Fute above Rozo, Renko, and Genpo?
And Kisui.
All three. Kashiba's the questionable one, but I feel like...
No, wait, what has
Kashiba is
Fute
questionable
done
to
that
be
was
above
above...
Fute.
What has Fute done that was above Kashibo or Renko? Like, I'll give you the old strategist dude, but what has he done besides... Like, come on now.
I mean,
Fute,
he's at least displayed comparable combat feats to Rinko, and I would easily give him a fight over Rinko with, him having 5 years since Coalition. He hasn't been that impressive strategically, but Rinko isn't necessarily a genius either, neither is Kaishibo. So when it comes to strategies, I just assume they're on a similar level, and then I just take whose tactics they've learned. So, of course, I would say Riboku has better tactics, so it might mean that Fute is more equipped tactically, but then again, Rinko, Kaishibo, and those types of people have experience. I just think he's a pretty well-rounded commander. He could fight. His morale boosting probably is decent. He has Riboku tactics, which is, a big boost. The only ones I would really question are Genpo, but I feel like a lot of these brawn types like Kisui, Rinko, Rozo, they have a bad matchup against Fute because I feel like he can just beat them in a fight.
What?
But Kashiba, I think,
maybe Kaishiba, that's the only one I would argue. Maybe Rozo.
Yeah, he could be stronger than... No, I think he was Rozo.
Here's the thing, though, right?
Mm.
You said, Fute has better strats than Renko or Kaishibo. What strategies have we ever seen Fute
implement? He's got Riboku tactics,
no,
bro.
I said none of those three have really been that impressive strategically. They haven't really shown they're super smart.
That one pinwheel, that pinwheel move that he used to get through Oki's defense and the Sanyo line, that shit Renko did with the spinning cavalry.
That doesn't really speak on his intelligence, though. He just learned the strat. I mean, sure, he's smart to be able to use it, but it's not like it really puts him that far above.
On, but what I'm saying is that one strategy is more than we've ever seen from Fute in terms of strategy.
We haven't seen Fute use strategy in a fucking battle.
All right, then. So how can you say Fute's better? That's my point.
I said they're comparable.
No, I'm telling you that he's not. Like, listen, just because someone works under somebody does not mean until we see them use
No,
them.
but there's a
That does
difference
not.
when
No,
it's the
stop,
Roku
stop.
army.
No,
There's a
yes, no,
difference.
stop it, people. Because y'all sucking people off now. That's like saying Kanye is better than these people because she's been under Raboku. Stop
Yeah, you
it.
could argue that.
Stop it. Oh my God.
So me saying these three people that all haven't been that impressive intelligence-wise are probably around the same level intelligence-wise. That's
saying,
sucking him off?
Like I said,
because he hasn't shown it?
Yes. How are you giving somebody a feat? You're giving somebody a tactical feat based on who they're under, even though you admit they haven't shown any of it.
No, it wasn't based on who they're under. I was just saying they're on a similar level, and then based on who they're under decides who's better.
No.
Wait,
how?
didn't Kane and Fute conquer some cities on the way to Zhao, or did they do that without Raboku helping them while he was just going ahead?
I don't know. It doesn't really matter.
I remember Kane was. But
That
anyway, I was gonna say
that was Kane, but that's like what?
outside the Kane and the Fute unit were holding off the Haitian unit without both Fute and Kane even being present, and that speaks to their fucking leadership skills and strategy, because they need some strategy to hold off the Haitian unit's strength. You know what I'm saying?
How? There was no strength there. By the time their units got up there, Fute had already taken out Ryusen and Denyu. So there was no strength there. They were patching up the holes, and that's when Shin went over there and bodied Fute.
Wait, they have Shosa, they have
No,
Sugen,
they weren't there. They weren't at
What do
that
you mean
position.
they weren't there? Why? It was the Haitian unit versus the Fute.
Yes, but they were over the whole line, bro. Remember, the Haitian unit took care of the entire southern wall. And they were the only wall that didn't get reinforcements from Shahekun's dude. So they had to take care of the entire wall. Fute got up the ladder and took care of Denyu and Ryusen because he noted that they were the pillars holding this spot. So once he took them out, there was no...
then right there. Is that not? He saw the pillars of the wall, took them out, and
saw the pillars of the wall. Nah, but why does any of this matter?
But no, because that's what I'm saying. Like, are you really saying? But that, compared to an actual general in Rinko who was going through people's armies, picking off 100-man commanders with 300 people, like, are y'all really serious? Like, for real though.
Really, did he pick up anyone significant though?
Yes, he picked off a bunch of people. What are you talking about? He picked off a bunch of people. That's why Mogul had to reform his entire army. That's what put fucking Moten Shin and Uho at 1,000-man commanders, and they were still getting fucked up because of how different their units were. Shin was the only newly made 1,000-man unit that did anything. So yes, that was a lot of damage to his army. And he did that by himself. I can
see that point then, alright.
Like,
I mean, that is something I'd give Rinko over Fute, but he hasn't shown he can do it against anyone impressive.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not even arguing all four. I'm just arguing for my nigga Rinko at this point. Like, Fute? Nigga, Fute,
like 7 years
out of here.
It makes no sense to be like, you think Fute could be on a similar level intelligence-wise to Rinko, though? Like, Rinko isn't portrayed as like some...
But that's what I'm saying. Who thinks Rinko is on the same level as Fute? You the only person that think that, bro.
I'm sure there's a lot of people that think that. Considering Rinko is never hyped up for his intelligence.
It's not even about... I'm talking about an overall fucking general, nigga. Overall, not just strategies.
No, we're gonna go through strategy first, and then we're gonna go through everything.
Boy! Okay, fine. Then if you want to go for strategy, you don't even have a strategy that compares to anything Rinko did that broke through Oki's defense. Stop putting put some respect on my man.
At the same time, he just learned the strategy. That's like saying because Fute knew how Origins works, like some of it, he's smarter than Denrini and Solo because they didn't.
No, bro, it's not just he just learned the strategy. He invented the strategy.
Yeah,
he invented that strategy to get through Oki and did it.
I'm pretty sure it was said that he learned it from Genpo.
No, that was his strategy, bro.
But
he learned
strategy.
Right, I'm gonna say Genpo taught him. But that strategy he used, that circle shit, like the Rasengan with the horses that he used, nigga, that was all him. And that is more impressive than anything we've ever seen Fute do, hands down.
Would you agree Fute is closer to the M3 now than Rinko is?
Fuck no. Who is Fute fought?
You knew he was going to say that. But I would want a panel that shows that was his strategy, because I remember it saying it wasn't.
Fute was healthy, untouched, fresh fighting, and got bodied by Umo, who is fucking dying. Get the fuck out of here.
That was BS.
Yo, like,
if that was Rinko, he would have died. Come on.
No. Oh, okay, yeah. If that was Rinko, he would have died against a dead Uhon.
I mean, he could.
No, get the fuck out of here, bro.
What do you mean? Uhon right now is 1,000 times stronger than Shin was like 7 years ago.
But they had to jump that Rinko. Remember that. It
No,
wasn't
but that
a fair
was only,
one.
one time or twice?
My nigga,
After that, Shin had a 1v1.
One time or twice. My nigga, the fact that he fought Uhon and Rinko and Shin at the same time and only lost a few fingers. Come on now.
Yes, but they had a 1v1 after though.
But like this, right? Can Fute even survive a 2v1 against Uhon and Shin?
All right,
at that time,
easily.
Easily.
It's similar. Nigga, a similar situation.
He probably killed both of them. What?
Akko and Gyo.
Bro, after Shin surpassed Rinko, he stood up to Rempa, and Rempa's attack was like this behemoth that's clearly like another Eon compared to him in strength. Like he's attacking him. Oh shit, Shin could survive it. Ohan, who could like output similar power, like Fute, yeah, he gets sent back, but he's like, all right, no biggie, I'll just block the attack. Like there's clearly like levels to this.
Again, so do you think Fute could fight Shin and Uhon 2v1?
I think he's killing them 1v2. If they're at Sanyo, yeah.
What?
Oh, it's comparable. Look at Akko. Wait, go on.
Wow.
I don't know. I feel like anything Rinko or anything Fute did, all of his feats, I feel like Rinko could.
But Fute also has 5 years that we just didn't see. Obviously, he's going to be way stronger now than he was at Coalition.
So he's going to be way stronger than he was at the Coalition. But we still don't know where that is. Fute hasn't done much of anything, bro. He's like literally, Fute's whole character is a mouthpiece to explain shit and to hype shit up for Riboku. Can we all agree on that?
No, yeah, good.
Bro, he took down Osen's HQ with Banaji also.
He didn't take down Osen's HQ. Osen literally got through in front of him. Literally.
But he took down the HQ. Well, if Osen leaves, that's the HQ done up.
No. Osen is the HQ. So if the HQ makes it to Denrini, he didn't do shit.
Okay, did Roboku's HQ? So did Roboku's HQ not get overdriven? But does that mean the HQ?
No, Riboku
yeah, but Banaji played a large part in that too, though.
But Riboku escaped with his HQ, my nigga. So
Banaji definitely played a large part, but I'm not buying this logic of like, all right, you take 10 men, you didn't destroy my HQ because this is my HQ now. It's good.
Yeah, you don't.
I'm saying he had the majority of his men.
Not really. He took a small unit.
Yeah, he ran the motor.
What I'm saying is. So you're telling me that Fute wiped out Osen's arm? Like,
no, Fute and
Banaji. Fucking high. I'm the one smoking weed, but y'all niggas is high.
I mean, I never said that, but if that's what you want, that's what you want to like
this is what that's what I'm saying. Y'all saying that Fute is better than Rinko based on 7 years and him being under Riboku. We haven't seen any of the fruits of this labor, but he's better than the dude that A was able to break through Oki's defense. B, that was able to fight Uhon and Shin. I don't give a fuck at what point. You know what I'm saying? And C, was actually a capable commander taking out and plucking off multiple people within the army that had the enemy restructure their entire shit. Fute has done nothing compared to that.
Okay.
Nothing. Everything y'all bringing up is speculation.
Bro, at least Fute got people like Ryusen. Rinko just took out scrubs.
Bro, Ryusen came back 2 days later.
Yeah, but he was still fucked up. He could have killed them.
The people Rinko took out died. The people Fute took out came back. Big difference.
Just goes to show, Fute targets the big guys, He doesn't need to target the fodder.
Okay. And when he fought Shin, he got bodied.
Due to circumstance?
That was a high big fight for Shin.
He was dancing around Shin for a little bit.
I think Twale cut out. Yeah, I think he cut out. But basically what I was going to say is, throughout the whole fight between Shin and Fute, Shin couldn't land holy shit, Twale. Shin couldn't land a single attack on him. Fute was dancing around him. And this is something I was describing to Tio, but he couldn't understand it for some reason, even though it's so simple. If you have this fighting style, right, that Kyokai explained, like you bait them and then you use their momentum against you, whatever, like the exact specifics are. If you have this fighting style and you know it like to a T, and you see that Shin, it seems like he doesn't understand it at all. Like he's not giving off any hints of like he's starting to grasp it or anything. Hold on, let me explain.
Get to
So
the point.
Shin didn't show that he could grasp like anything. He wasn't like starting to get it or anything. And then randomly out of nowhere, because he just happened to remember the Kyokai flashback, he ran. He was like, "Oh yeah, I know how to use it. Got you, Fute." Like that would never happen again in a real fight, because now Fute knows to look out for it. Fute would never get baited so easily like that.
So you're telling me that the fact that Shin remembered something from sparring with a fast opponent means that, like, bro, are you fucking kidding me right now? He spars with Kyokai all the time. So the fact that he remembered a trick on how to deal with faster opponents should be common knowledge. The fact that Shin had to remember it, okay, yeah, whatever. But the fact that he remembered it is the problem? Like, come on, bro. You're reaching right now.
Wait. What do you mean by problem?
What do you mean? Like, because you're saying that somehow, the fact that Shin somehow remembered, like, to use feints against faster opponents is somehow, what, boosting Fute? Like, what was your whole point in saying that?
It boosts him because your point is, oh, he beat Fute or he dominated Fute. And usually when everyone says that, they say, like, because he dominated him this one time, it proves that he would dominate him in every encounter. And I'm like, no, because it was clearly very circumstantial.
Okay, but bro, I can say the same thing about Fute's fighting style. If he's on a horse, he's not doing none of that. So he gets bodied. What are you saying? Like, come on now. Like, yo, that's wild.
But still, he was able to fucking just outspeed Shin like crazy. He got taken out before we really got to see everything he can do, because obviously he would adjust to what Shin could do, and then it would be a battle of, all right, can Shin adjust to Fute adjusting, and then we didn't get to see how it go down.
Now, again, remember how I said everything you're stating for Fute is speculation? You're saying if he would have continued. No, he got bodied. Nigga banged his head on the wall, got up, and then you fucking hit him with the shoulder. He was off the wall, dead, like gone. Bro, like,
yeah,
like
Denyu, not Shin, my guy. That's not Shin, that's Denyu.
Shin knocked him out. Shin hit him one time.
He didn't knock him out.
Yeah, yes, he did. That's what happened in the manga, bro.
No, he didn't.
Listen. Go reread. Shin hit him with that one hit. He hits his head on the blowback. He hits his head, and then that's when Shin sees Kyokai and Kane and them going after Kario 10. He goes to fight him. Fucking Fute has to wake up a little bit because Fute's men even asked him, "Where's Fute?" And he was like, "Oh, they went to go fight him." He hit his head, and then he got out of that daze. And then the second he got out of that daze, he got shouldered.
Here's the thing: there's no implication of him being knocked out, because when he actually fell, his swords were in a different position. The panel after he moved the swords, he said "guh," showing that he is conscious. And the person said, "Did you hit your head?" But that doesn't automatically mean that he thinks he's knocked out. It just shows that, all right, he knows Fute's days, so he's like, why aren't you getting up immediately? Like, you know what I mean? And then after that,
you're comparing him injuring Denyu compared to Rinko taking out multiple bots.
No, that was a troll. That was a troll. But I still do stand by the fact that Rinko didn't use his assassination against anyone that impressive. But Fute doesn't have a feat comparable to that. Obviously, him like targeting obvious commanders to target in battle isn't comparable to like special like infiltration tactics or like assassination tactics.
Right, that's okay then, bro. So if you can agree to all of this, how can you put Fute above Rinko?
Because
like you would fucking argue for Fute dishonestly about like, oh, all you're using is speculation when you know it's fair to assume so. For Rinko, he's never used it against anyone worth a damn, so why would I think that technique would matter against Fute?
Oki? He hasn't used it against he's literally famed for using this and breaking through Oki's.
No, I'm talking about the assassination thing. The taking out the commanders.
Oh. I mean, I just think that's something he regularly, like, he just does. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's just like you saw how they had that discussion. It was like the Wade King was like, "Oh, you think he needs more people?" And Rimpo was like, "Nah, he's good. If he says he needs 300, 300's all he needs." Like that. The fact that Rimpa had so much trust and faith in that mission alone shows that he did it more than once. Like, this is not just some like
no. I know he does it a lot. I'm just saying I don't really know how effective it would be.
But again, we're comparing Fute as a commander, as a fighter, as a general, compared to Rinko as a commander, as a fighter, as a general. Fute has not shown any, like, come on, bro. I'm sorry. Just being under Raboku for X amount of years does not mean you're, like, you know what I'm saying, does not make him better than being under Renpa for X amount of years. You know what I'm saying? Just because he could possibly know some Raboku strategies, don't take away from the actual strategies we've seen Rinko do. That's all I'm arguing. The fact that you have Rinko as an honorable mention. Bro, that one strategy is more than we've seen Fute do.
Bro, like I
But
said,
you got
I don't
him
know
up,
if he
but-
came up with it or not, and that matters a lot.
Bro, but this is the thing though. You got Rinko as an honorable mention, and you got Fute literally on the list.
Yeah, because I think he's stronger. He has access to better tactics.
Based on what? How is he stronger? Like
Based on his feats and then scaling, like I said.
what
Rinko-
strength feats does he have?
Able to fucking withstand Ohan's blow easily.
Bro, oh my god.
The
Are
fight
you
with Shin though, Coalition Shin was much stronger than Sanyo Shin. Naturally. And he held up against Shin, made a high diff, and then he's obviously gonna grow in 5 years since then to be much stronger. But Rinko's at his peak at Sanyo.
I mean, you could make an argument of Fute killing Shin if Fute didn't fuck around the whole fight. I mean, he was hella cocky the entire battle aside. He was literally stabbing people saying one for
Maybe,
you,
but
one
Shin
for
is
you.
clutch.
Yeah. But that's the thing, though. I'm never gonna give somebody slack for their personality. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we could say, yeah, well, Shin could have died because he runs headfirst into every battle, but like that's his personality. He doesn't die because he's a beast. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh well, Fute could have. Like, no, my nigga. Like, listen. At the end of the day, right? You have Rinko as an honorable mention, even though he has more tangible feats than this nigga Fute.
He's barely done anything though. He has that one formation that I still don't know if he came up with it or if he just inherited it. And then he fought against Shin and Ohan.
Hold on. What difference does that make if you're giving Fute credit for shit he inherited from Raboku?
Bro, what? I'm not giving Fute the credit as if he could come up with the strats. I'm just saying he learned them.
What?
I literally brought up the Origins example where Fute, he shows that he knew like mechanisms about how Origins works. He had like a good understanding of it, regardless if he can use it or not, when Denrimi and Soho didn't. And I literally said that doesn't mean Fute is smarter than Denrimi and Soho. It just shows that, you know, he has access to these tactics. He got taught them.
Okay. But if you're admitting having access to these types of tactics doesn't necessarily mean you can come up with them or even replicate them, then what the fuck is the point of even bringing it up, bro? Like, the fact that you're mentioning he has Raboku tactics, you're using that as a way to boost his intelligence or to boost his ability without any tangible proof of it. And that's
okay,
what I'm
but
saying.
here's the thing. Riboku tactics is not just Origins. Maybe he can't use Origins because Riboku had to like drill the Earls and their men for years apparently for them to get adept at it. But there's there should be a bunch of like normal Riboku tactics that Fute can use. And again, my point goes to this. If we assume that Rinko and Fute are on a similar level intelligence-wise. Hold on. Which I don't care if you agree with, but the only point I was trying to get is that it's fair to assume that. But if that's the case, we can get into that right after. If that's the case, then of course, you know, they're pretty much equal. And then if they both got tactics from Renpa or Genpo and then Riboku, then everyone would give the fucking edge to the person who got taught the better tactics. Do you not agree?
And Fute is definitely stronger than Rinko, like, that's a fact. And Coalition and the Sai.
Okay, hold on.
His Shin build, that's the example.
I'll get to your. Hold on. I'll get to your point in a second, bro. What strength feats does Fute have?
Shin versus a stronger Shin. He pushed him to high dip.
No, that's a speed feat, not strength.
No, it's a battle feat.
What strength feat does
like I said, he was able to withstand an attack from Ohan like it was nothing.
Bro, Uhon was that like, oh my god. Are you telling me that he would have been able to withstand that from a fresh Uhon?
Bro, Shin was nearly dead and he did the same shit. He pretty much killed Hoken. So why can't Ohan throw out one fucking powerful attack while in that state?
Because we know the fucking emotion behind the fight with
bro, and Ohan doesn't have emotion behind wanting to save his father? Excuse me?
Yeah, literally.
The nigga that don't like him?
Bro, stop it.
Come on, like, no. The fact that we still on 15, because this is my thing, right?
I'll give you the Ohan point. Why isn't the Coalition fight a good example? Why isn't Sai Shin vs Fute a better example of Fute's strength feats?
Because he nicked Shin. He gave Shin little cuts.
It was a high diff fight though. Shin couldn't gain the advantage until the end.
It wasn't a high diff fight, bro.
Why wasn't it? Shin was getting damaged all over.
Because Shin admitted that during the fight his blows weren't that heavy, so it's not like he has great weight. The injuries that he did inflict on Shin were paper cuts, bro.
And the injury Shin inflict on him was what?
A knockout, nigga.
He walked right back up. Bro, he walked right back up.
No, he didn't. He didn't get right back up. He got his dumb ass blown back. Bro, hold on. These niggas are trying to tell me that Fute is better than Renko.
I don't think he is.
Thank you. At least
Fute
somebody
is fucking overrated in this list of jog.
Thank you.
See, Twale, it's coffers, bro. Draco agrees with you. It's over.
Get the fuck out of here. Fute is not over Genpo. There's nothing that Fute
what has
did.
Genpo done? He's trash, honestly.
Central Army.
Hold up.
He controlled what?
He bullied fodder. Congrats.
1K Commander Shin.
We not arguing Genpo, bro. Hold up. Pump your brakes. We arguing only Renko, my nigga. Only Renko. Like,
Renko is fucking more like this him
nigga,
doing.
I mean,
alright. The
fact that you have Rozo below Fute, I mean, he got killed by
Rozo.
Like, no.
Kai Shibu is stupid. There's no chance Kai Shibu's below Fute when he just. That's the right hand of Renpa.
How?
The same
bro,
has the fucking.
Come on, bro. Physically,
Renpa, like,
bro,
charges are unmatched.
He's not fighting. He's not fighting Kashibo.
What are we doing, bro? Like, what's Fute have that fucking...
Oh, he's strong and his charges are strong. Fute could kill him. We don't know that.
No, he can't kill him. There's nothing that says that.
There's nothing that says he can't. And you're the one acting like it's crazy to assume he's worse. He's better than Kaishibo. So what?
You're just...
Wait, come on. You said Fute's better than Kesha?
About Fute's level.
No, that's not what I said.
The case.
Oh, okay.
What'd you say, Draco?
You're just portraying what you think Fute's level should be. He has yet to showcase anything.
I never said it was fact, though. You're the one that said it was crazy to put Fute below Kaishibo.
It's crazy, because, like, when you see, like, it's like saying, like, when I say, like, Kanki is over Austin, you can say it's crazy, because fucking Austin has been portrayed to be better and has...
But Kaishibo hasn't been portrayed to be better.
His position as the right hand of fucking Renpa is better than any portrayal of Fute guys.
His strength speaks alone.
He's like the fact of right hand, not even right hand, because pretty much all the 4 Heavenly Kings are his right hand.
Nah, he's the leader of the 4 Heavenly Kings, dog. He's a right hand.
Yeah.
Even Renko was called the right hand by Fute.
Is it? I thought no, but what's his name?
Knows better about
Genpo called Kaishibo the right hand of Renpa.
Like, what was it? Renko was stated to be his most fierce warrior, but Kaishibo was the leader of the 4 Heavenly Kings.
He has, like, you know how to talk about Bananji has the same physical strength as Renpa, and like fucking that same shit.
Kaishibo. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like,
what do we do? And he's been fighting all the time, so we can assume his technical ability is good as well. Like, what the, like,
the best I'll give is Kaishibo is stronger than Fute, but tactically, Kaishibo is, he's not that great.
I haven't been impressed with Fute's tactics. He just does what he's like a lapdog. Does everything Roboku tells him to do.
That's what I'm saying. Thank you, bro.
Who wouldn't follow Roboku's tactics?
But this is the thing, though, bro. You can't, like, we're saying if Fute was leading his own army versus Kashibo leading his own army. Thank you. If he don't get help from Roboku at every turn.
Wait, why if Fute knows origins though?
Fuck origins.
Oh my god. I hate y'all sometimes.
Is it impossible for him to know origins though? That's the thing. Like,
I mean, it isn't. His battle was off screen.
It's not. No. It's not impossible. Y'all my niggas. But y'all are
it makes sense for him to know it, but like I don't even know if you realize origins to the extent.
Actually, yeah, because during Austin versus Roboku, with half the army not know origins and the other half would know origins, that wouldn't even work. So the whole Roboku army.
They have special units. I argued this with that, I mean the Shukai Plains people don't know it, obviously, because they're like army from Shukai.
Not the center army, that's what I mean.
Like, they have a bunch of people from Shukai in it. Like, they're being some people from Shukai.
Because listen, but that's the thing, though, right? If we were to assume that, then Kenmo should have known the origin, but he didn't.
I mean, he's not directly under Roboku.
He's been under Roboku for a bit.
He's been under Roboku since Kesha died. He's been under Roboku for a minute. I'm sorry, he was
for a year.
Yeah,
it said Roboku taught the Earl for years.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, Kesha was Roboku's like deputy, one of his top deputies, right? Yeah. He admitted himself that Kesha was like his go-to nigga when it came down to shit, right? Kenmo and Gakue were Kesha's top 2 people. So what I'm saying is, if Kesha's been well, he probably didn't even like.
Instinctually, you know what I'm saying?
Right, Kesha was probably doing his own
strategies. Kesha's pretty smart.
But we don't. I don't think Kesha even used strategy though.
No, Kesha knows it, bro. Right, Draco?
Kesha knows what?
He knows
Get the
origins.
fuck outta
He
here.
uses instinct
That's the
strategy,
same.
bro.
It's not the same. I've never seen her really use intricate strategies like that.
But that's the thing, though. Kesha,
And
in
her
Kesha's
instinctual style is
backstory,
different.
hold on. In Kesha's backstory, it was shown that he
L
uses
Dawkins.
instinct. No bullshit.
What'd you
Kesha
say?
is.
I said L. That was a bad.
said-
That was a bad take.
How's that a bad take?
That was a bad troll. I'm saying because I'll let the Twilight finish. Go ahead, Twilight.
Because what I'm saying is, in Kesha's backstory, it was shown that his version of instincts is basically origins because he uses instinctual tactics to set people up. You know what I'm saying? And his
That doesn't make it origins.
No, what I'm saying is he was a child. He was a child using his instincts at a tabletop strategy game. You know what I'm saying? So that already shows you that Kesha was already in line with the whole strategy instincts.
Nah, that doesn't.
Yeah, he just couldn't combine them well enough.
How?
He was using instincts the whole time on the board. That doesn't mean he was using any strategy though. Tabletops, even Duke could use shit on the tabletops, and he was just pure instincts.
So you're a child. I'm just saying he's a child battling Raboku's trained strategist and beating them in
Nah, that wasn't Raboku's trained strategist though. That was a random guy.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. He even apologized to Raboku because he said, "I went there and said I was your student and lost to a child." That's literally what was stated. And come on, bro. And this is what I'm saying. So if at a child's age he was already showing levels of mixing the two.
No, he wasn't mixing the two though. That still doesn't mean he was mixing strategy. He was just beating strategy. Because the guy said he was just lying in wait and then countering, which we know that's Keisha's move, and it's just instinct.
But what I'm saying is he still had to know enough in order to maneuver the actual game pieces. No.
Bro, moving the piece from left to right, just using his hand isn't strategy. It's just natural.
Bro, I wish they would expand more like those tabletop shits because it's not just as simple as moving a piece from left to right. You have to manage your supply lights. You have to manage your it's more than
the
just
only reason.
Move. Like that's like saying in chess it's only about moving your pieces forward. Like no bro, it's way more intricate than that.
He's using instincts to move every piece, though. We know that. That's what Keisha does. There's no indication.
How can you sense a fire in a tabletop game? I think that's more like.
The guy said Keisha just lies on wait and then blows it. I mean, deals a devastating counter.
Because she's waiting for a specific thing to happen.
Is lying in wait
instinctual, fam?
That's different. I feel like her type of instinctual is different than the types of let's say Dukyo and Shin and fucking Gyo when they see the micro movement of shit that happens in the battlefield while she's waiting for a big change to happen so she can grab a hold on someone. That's why I think she's
why would him waiting for a big change means he doesn't look for the micro movements too? Because the micro movements would tell him that a big change is about to come. So you would just be even faster.
But I've never seen him really react to the micro movements though.
In a tabletop game, there are no micro. When they're focusing on hold on. When they're focusing on the micro, when Shin, Dukyo, Gyo-un, they're focusing on the people in front of them. They're focusing on their expressions, how tense their body is. When you're on a tabletop game, there is none of that.
I think Olsen did say it's not just facial expressions, though. It's facial expressions and formations.
Right, it's the way they maneuver their troops or something like that.
On the tabletop, it's the formation.
But that's the same. But hold on, he said it's the way they use their formations, and then he broke it down even more, saying when they go to reach for something, their hand moves, but before their hand moves, their shoulders move. Before their shoulders move, their hips turn. You don't see any of that on a tabletop game, bro.
No, but on the tabletop, you can use the formation.
Why are you arguing about tabletop stuff? What are we trying to prove with this?
I'm trying to prove that Kesha was on some higher level shit than fucking. What do you have him as? 14, bro? I don't know. I don't know.
Wow. Kesha is the problem with Kesha is that she had the unfortunate circumstance of facing Kaki, so she got shit on. But I'd say also she hasn't really had the fights she had. With Dukyo was more of a sit and wait shit where she has so much more men than him, and she hasn't really had an opportunity to really showcase her in a big ass battle that's contentious that she can bring out the bag. So
okay.
If she had lived versus Kaki, she might have bought the new shit against him. We don't even know.
My nigga.
I just don't I'm not mad either way. If you have a 14 or higher, it depends who you have or higher than. Him.
Bro, I'm looking at this list right now.
Check general and Twale.
Hold on.
Let's not jump to 15 different things, because I'm still looking to, finish everything we talked about and then actually move on.
Well,
bro, like, I'm done with the.
Are you guys going from bottom to the top? Or
well, first you can clarify about what you said, Draco.
About what?
About the Keisha Origins thing. You get me?
I don't know about Keisha. I think Keisha's different. I told you, cause what's his name? Fuck. What was I even trying to say? I was saying that like she doesn't like. I've never seen her like see like a small change and react to it. She always waits for that. Like maybe she senses that. I can't say if she doesn't or not. But she always waits for him to like delve too deep into her trap or like something like that. Like a big thing to happen for her to cut him off, or like she goes for the big stake things. Like in terms of like when you see him doing like move that guy there and move this guy here and move this guy here, like small stuff to garner a big change. But her, she just waits for it.
Why does that matter?
It matters because in Origins, it's like at least the way we see it, it's like I guess I don't know if she has Origins because I don't really know how her strategic like how smart she is. But like let's say it was Gyoen, right? He can sense someone moving before they move, right? So like you were talking about how Origins is about the micro movements and shit, right? So he can sense those micro movements and react to them accordingly using strategy. Whilst I haven't seen that happen from Keisha, because she waits for that big thing. Maybe if she sees that big thing, then her cutting them off is kind of like Origins, isn't it? Because she sensed like he's gonna go that way. So let me cut off his finger. And let me counter him by cutting off his arm by doing a flank, which is kind of like Origins too. Like she maybe can use Origins herself due to her innate ability of being instinctual. That's what I'm trying to argue.
I started this off by trolling Draco because I knew the instinctual plus strategical generals they aren't Origins logic doesn't pan out, and then I got him to fucking convince himself that it is the case. You know, you can't make this shit up.
How does it pan out? Like what did I do to convince myself that's not the case?
You're like, you know, those moves are kind of like Origins. You know, you might know Origins, bro.
No, not Origins. I say he instinctually he knows Origins due to him already like knowing it before Origins was a thing. I'm not saying he knows Origins because he got taught Origins.
I'm saying
either way, he doesn't.
I mean, he doesn't need to know Origins is my point. I'm saying that he already has it built in, like factory new in his freaking ability.
Yes, Kesha knows Origins because Origins is an instinctual ability. Like that's literally.
We're not gonna agree on this, Hawkins. We're gonna see in the future.
That's literally how Osen described it. You know what I'm saying? When you view the Origins, because instinctual generals view the that's how they view battles.
Twilight.
I thought when we say it's mixing instincts with Roboku.
Right.
That's how he described figuring out, you know, what the next move should be. He didn't describe like what he would do after. That's
Dawkins is making a distinction because he's saying people whose Origins can make like I guess better strategies when they're using the mix of both because they can because they're more strategically in tune, so they see the freaking move with Origins and they can make a better counter attack. Well, I don't know why that stops a guy like fucking Gyoen from doing the same thing because he's pretty smart himself.
Osen literally said because of Origins, no technique could work. He's like, no technique can find purchase. That's never been how Instinct has been portrayed.
Yes, it has. And
no,
I'm
it
about
hasn't.
to give you a prime. Yes, it is. I'm about to give you a prime example. Yeah. Ready?
I don't remember that.
Dukyo versus Gahome. Gahome admitted we're winning on we're losing. I mean, we're winning on these small scale clashes, but because of how Dukyo is managing his troops, we cannot find any heavy advance. We cannot have any heavy blow. We can't make any headway versus the Duke. So it has been shown that due to instinct, you can stop people using strategy from getting what they want to, from getting where they want to go. The same thing where Gyoen was using instincts to stop Kario 10. So yes, instincts can counter strategy.
But I'm not saying instincts can't counter strategy though. I'm saying the way Osen worded it is no technique could work. We saw Gahome and Goke both use the pincer against Dukyo and it would have worked if Dukyo didn't get help.
No, but that's the thing though, bro. Gahome himself said, I'll try to go find the fucking chapter to get his exact wording, but Gahome himself was saying because of how he said something the way the Duke fights is foolish by conventional methods, but we're not able to land any significant blows, and because he's countering everything we do. His counters make up for any losses that he may have had on the small end. You know what I'm saying? So that's what instinct, you know what I'm saying? I might lose a fucking 10-man unit or a 50-man unit, but I'm going to blow open this 1,000-man unit that you sent. You know what I'm saying? That's how instincts work.
Dude, I know that. And that goes back to what Oki said about, strategy and instincts being this battle of the ages that people want to find out which is better, strategy or instinct. And that's why, because instinct, they have some good moves. They win the big exchanges while they lose the small ones. But for Origins, he said no technique can find purchase. I mean, like, you're not going to win any exchanges because they're going to counter everything.
That's the thing, though, right?
No, bro. It's
that's
not
only referring to
Origins
by themselves. What about?
It's only referring to the hybrid. What Roboku was doing was instincts and tactics,
bro. That's an irrelevant distinction because that's what I mean when I say Origins. That's just what I call it.
But that's what I'm saying, bro. But that's not an accurate description because Origins is what instinctual generals use to fight. They look at the origins of the formation based on the, you know what I'm saying, based on the way that.
Not always, because they always like see random fires.
No, but they're. Oh my god, bro!
The fire originates from the moons. I don't know about that random fire.
You're only gonna take half of what Osen said into account because he started off that statement by saying instinctual generals, people at martial might prowess, view battlefields like this. So it's offhanded, it's instinctual. He said Roboku learned it by viewing Dukio, who is only instincts. So how can you say Origins is not an instinctual thing?
No, what
I didn't say it has nothing to do with instincts.
He's talking about the hybrid, like once, like let's say.
Then you gotta find a new way to describe the hybrid shit, because Origins is instincts, bro.
I mean, hold on. First of all, to begin with, it doesn't really matter what I describe because everyone knows what I'm talking about. And then if someone tries to tell me that's not what it is, then I immediately tell them I'm talking about the hybrid tactics. That's one. And then two, the reason I call it Origins is because, okay, yes, instinctuals, they operate in similar ways, but sometimes they also just get like a gut feeling and they don't even know what's up. They're not like looking out for the enemy's fucking formations or anything. They just get like a gut feeling that I'm gonna do this because my gut tells me this. Well, obviously, like people that use the hybrid tactics like Osen and Riboku, they don't get that same thing. So the reason I call it Origins is because like it's more of something a strategical general would call it. Like he's like the origins of their movements. And yes, this is like the instinctual part, but it's a good name for it, given what the technique is, and it just sounds like fitting considering people that use strategy use it.
Yes, but the thing is, right? The only reason why Roboku
it's a discount instincts.
No,
the only reason why Roboku and Osen were able to do the things that they do because they also like have a high level of strategy. You know what I'm saying? Whereas Gyoun was similar to where like he had high level instincts and he was taught top level strategies, right? You know what I'm saying? So when he deploys his people, he has a lot better control over how they maneuver because he knows strategically why he's doing it and he knows instinctually why he's doing it. Whereas people like Shin and the Duke, they just do it off of instincts. It doesn't.
That's my main argument. The whole point, like what Jonkis is saying, he can say himself, but like he's saying that someone like Roboku can utilize better tactics. He's smarter than Gyoun. So for his types, because he can see what Gyoun sees, as well as use better tactics. So in that sense, for a guy like Roboku, it's better than what Gyoun can do.
Not even necessarily, because like there could be an alternate universe where Riboku, he's like pretty much as smart as he is now, and he was like born instinctual as well, and he might not have origins because it's about like the way you blend them in.
Yeah, that's the thing I don't get, John. Like that, the distinction you're making, like why is it easier to blend in something that's artificial than something that's like you're born with?
Probably because the way you're blending it, you're using methods that you would use like from foundations of strategy.
So you're saying the fact that they use instincts like initially to kind of like dampens the amount of strategy they can use with it? Is that what you're saying? Or is that just like the response time is not the same?
I'm just saying like they're so smart that when they like look at the concept of instincts or origins, they're able to like utilize it in different ways because of their like intelligence.
Yeah. Either way, like I don't like when I shit on origins, I don't shit on it because it's bad. I just don't think it's gonna be used that much in the future.
Harry just does these strategies once, so if I get a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that's what y'all want to happen, but
and also Renfa definitely has this. So I'm Renfa number one.
We're getting to him. We're getting to
him. What number are we on, anyways? Right now.
I don't even know what number. I just came in.
15.
We didn't finish.
We're still on Fute. Yeah, we didn't have a good conclusion to the Fute thing. We just fucking.
I concede. Rinko has better strategies, and Kaishibo is stronger than him. So it's kind of. So
here's how all this shitstorm started, Draco. So basically, I was saying, okay, I think Fute is stronger than Rinko. I think Rinko's leadership is probably better. I think they're around a similar level strategically. And Twale got like fucking pissed about this for I don't know why. And like a comparison I'll use is like, okay, let's say Mobu and Kanmei or like Eiko. Like these are three people. Hold on, let me talk. Mobu, Kanmei, and Eiko. These are like three people that like, you know, they're smart, but they haven't really been portrayed as like geniuses. And so I think it's like fair to put them on a similar level. Like if you say like I think Mobu and Kanmei are like, you know, similar level intelligence. Like even though there's not like a whole lot to go off of that, like no one would be like, what the fuck? You think Mobu and Kanmei are similar level intelligence? And that's pretty much what Twale did to me, saying, you know, I'll probably put Rinko and Fute on the same level of intelligence.
I think it's fair. This is the thing, though, bro. Similar strength, because like Rinko was so long ago.
I'm not arguing intelligence per se. I'm arguing the fact that you have Rinko as an honorable fucking mention and Fute's on the list. Okay, that's what I'm arguing.
Like I keep telling you, bro, it goes back to their overall. Okay, I think Fute's stronger. Rinko has better leadership. They have the same intelligence, but Fute has better tactics at his disposal. So in the battle maneuvering, he has a slight edge.
Okay, so ready. Okay, so you said Fute's stronger based on what?
Based on his speed feats and withstanding Ohan's attack.
Bro, Uhon was like I hate how you, bro. That Uhon was sick. Okay, fine, whatever. He's stronger. What tactics does he have that's better than the tactic Rinko used to break through Oki's defense? Not one.
We haven't seen his tactics, bro. He went even with Denrimi, Soho, and Shiryu.
Okay then. So then how can you give him that category? How can you give him tactics when we haven't even seen any of his tactics, bro? That's what I was arguing.
Because we haven't seen most of what everyone can do. Like what?
Probably his benefit of the doubt, isn't it? Like he thinks
that's what I'm saying.
Obviously, it's benefit of the doubt. My whole point is that it's not outrageous to give that benefit of the doubt.
But what I'm saying is, do you think that Fute could break through Oki's defense by himself at any given point?
I mean, here's the thing. This is probably going to be controversial, but I don't think Oki's defense is anything that special. At least formations-wise, it didn't seem like he had like any special like fucking tactic. Probably the reason it was hyped up is because of his morale. Like literally, it was just a standard defense.
We'll find out when we see more Toe. So similar to Fute, we'll find out maybe later.
Damn, Toe had the coalition to like bring out Oki defense, but he ain't bring that. That's impressive. So
that defense
it doesn't exist, bro. It was a fluke.
Bro, and Draco, it was only decent because Karen didn't give a fuck. Huh?
Yeah, she didn't care about it.
It would have been broken easily.
Wow, it was a distraction. But yo, the thing was it's crazy that Fute getting his shit slapped in by Ohan is a defeat for him now.
Thank you.
Okay, here's how I reasoned it. Okay, so Ohan, I said he's at like pretty much death's door, but so is Shin when he killed Hoken, and like I told Twale, he wanted to save his father, so of course he has a lot of weight there. And the way I compare it is Shin after he surpassed Rinko, the way it was portrayed him against Rempa is like this behemoth can Shin even survive? Like it's gonna take everything he has just to survive one attack. While with fucking Ohan, who should be able to output comparable power to Rempa. Like Fute blocked in and was like, all right, pretty much nothing. Like I'm pretty much good. Like I didn't take any damage. Like I could like block another 50 of those.
But you do realize that's a completely switched up like scenario where the person that was injured was the one receiving the hit, not giving it out. That's completely different, bro.
But Shin, when he has that weight, he can pretty much ignore his injuries.
Bro, but what I'm saying is right. But that's the thing, though. We don't know. Like weight comes from your emotions and your feelings. We don't like fully understand the relationship between Uhon and Osen to say that it's the same, it's comparable in weight to the anger that fucking Shin feels for Hoken, bro. That's not the same.
But don't you think
same concept though, innit? Because like
same concept, different level. No, I agree. It's the same
different
concept,
levels of opponents. Different levels of opponents. So he doesn't need to be Shin level of weight to fight slap back Fute. You know, he doesn't need to be that.
Why is that?
Because Fute is trash. And Fute didn't even really feel it like that. I do think he got overpowered, but he was fine, like Jocken says. Like I do agree with Jocken on that.
Bro, you know he was ignoring Ohan as well. He was going straight for Osen.
Who talks shit and still gets pimp smacked by the nigga they was talking shit to?
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
A lot of people.
Bitch ass niggas.
A lot of people.
But at the same time, like Ohan is very strong at that moment. I do agree with that point. Like he ran across the entire thing just to save his dad. Like
and it was stated. But I'm just saying, it was stated multiple times that this nigga is literally like one hiccup away from dying. Like I'm not saying that Uhon's not strong, but what I'm saying is Fute is not impressive for withstanding that hit. That's what I'm saying. That's not a feat. That's not something you can use to boost Fute up. Like,
But
how? Like,
you
what?
know the weight
It
thing.
wouldn't be impressive, but Rinko's just so shitty that it's impressive by comparison, you know? Rinko's just that trash.
Why?
It's not about Rinko.
Rinko had
fought so long ago. Like, he fought so long ago. Like he got beat by Shin. Now it's like way weaker than the Shin now.
Bro, he got
1K
beat.
Commander Molten outsmarted him. Fuck out of here. That's trash.
How did Molten outsmart him? He ran.
Okay, no,
he
let's
ran
not get
first.
into that as well.
Wait,
He
Molten
ran
didn't
head
outsmart
first into-
Rinko.
I think we just like stopped.
He
here, like,
destroyed his entire army.
He ran straight into the army and got clapped, bro. They
at the
didn't
end of
complete
the
their
day,
objective.
this is arguing over 15th, bro. Like they're both good. Like stop it.
No, because niggas is disrespectful. Like,
Molten targeted his
clear
elite.
that freaking
Like,
Jonkins
Fute
has a
is-
higher like level for Fute because he thinks Fute's alive and he's gonna show more. Obviously, that's why I
Fute
find
coming
it
back at GG level, you know what I'm saying? Watch.
but this is the thing, though, right? All right. This whole time I've been arguing about Rinko, but Kashibo's still alive. So what the fuck puts Fute above
Yeah,
him?
that's ass. I agree with that one.
I don't see why y'all hype Kaishibo up so much, other than he might be stronger than him, which we don't really know.
Kaishibo's gonna be Akko level when he comes back. That's
Ha!
I'm putting money on that. I'm putting money down on that one.
Bro, easy
Like,
money.
Ooh.
Everyone is getting
Ooh.
scaled up. Kaki's army is getting scaled up. Reppa's army getting scaled up. These new niggas are just too good for the other old people we saw before that get scaled up. I'm
That is
telling
true,
you right
fam.
now.
The old
They
generation
keep
was so
mentioning these
whack, fam.
niggas for Heavenly King level, dog. What's the point of doing that if these got artists like at least comparable? But now with what we see
You
now,
didn't say that.
I get the same position, yeah. But Akko butchered Kashibu as we know it, like in terms of what we saw from him. But like, not really butchered. I don't know. I think Kashibu might give us a fight.
Facts, yo. Kaishibo low diffs, Conky army, Eiko neg diffs, you know? Levels.
But
I'm saying-
Kaishibu literally, I just
Kashibo is
know
stronger.
it's like he was in
I'm
Chu
saying-
the entire time training with the Chu armies with Renpa. Like just like, they can't be like he can't be the same strength as he was showcased
I'm
before,
saying-
man. Come
I'm
on now,
saying
Kashibu's
Kashibo's
gonna get
stronger
blown
than
up.
Fute. I'm saying Kashibo's stronger than Fute. I'm saying he has better leadership than Fute. I'm saying if you want to give Fute top tier strategies based on nothing cool, I'll give him that, right?
Cool.
But then when cool, like you know what I'm saying, we could do cool based on like what has like this is my thing though, right? I can actually bring up information that niggas have done. Like even Rozo has shown more strategy.
Rozo ain't done
Rozo's
nothing.
dog shit. No,
He
Fute is
didn't
better
do
than Rozo.
anything. He has
What?
0 feats this arc.
Rozo was shit.
Bro.
I would even mention him as Zhao generals. Like I don't know, it's disrespectful. Take him out.
I'm just
Well,
saying.
yeah,
him-
let Twale
him
talk about Rozo,
maneuvering
because
his-
let's go over him for just a bit.
But I'm just saying they at the bottom, so I'm just saying
Yeah.
him maneuvering his men, you know what I'm saying, using his trackers and all of that to strategically corner Yotanwa at what should have been a fucking like dead zone.
That should be
You
the
know what I'm
basics,
saying?
though. Especially with
Yeah,
how
sorry.
big of his army. Like, okay, I get he has special units, but I'm just saying, like, the act
Mm-hmm.
of, like, tailing people and, like, you know, the way he did it, nothing
night,
about it was portrayed as
I'm just
special.
saying at
It-
night.
Okay, yeah, at
They
night
did
I'll
it-
give you
they
that,
did it
but
at night,
it's just the fact that he had so many
Limited
men.
signals. Yeah, I'm not saying it's the greatest thing, but I'm just saying it's still more than what we've seen from Fute.
I mean,
You know, like again, bro, we're giving Fute. He got Raboku tactics because he's been under Raboku for a minute. He's fast, even though that shit don't mean nothing on a horse. You know what I'm saying? Like these are my arguments that we're really giving Fute credit for shit that really is not really tangible in an actual war. Like, bro, if Fute had to lead an army against these people, he's not winning. He's not beating Kashibo in an army versus army. Fute is the commander, no Raboku assistance. You know what I'm saying? He's not beating Kashibo. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
what feats does Kashibo have?
The fact that he's been serving Renpa for X amount of
Oh,
years.
here it comes.
Isn't that the same
Better
thing
than
for
Renpa.
Fute?
Why?
though?
I'm
right.
saying if we no. I just said if we're gonna give Fute the X
Oh.
amount of years he's been under Raboku, but as a solo general, him versus Kashibo, nigga, I'm sorry.
Why?
And, like,
What does he
and
have
I'm-
When
over
we
and
there?
see Kashibu again, it's gonna be a GG. That's what
A
I'm saying.
GG for Chu, he ain't making
like
any.
GG for Chu. I don't know about that.
That's
I don't
the
know about
command.
that,
to
bro.
get. It's gonna impress Corinne. I'm telling you, bro.
Bro.
Ribunkun who? Kashibu here.
I see Rengoku beating Kaishibo.
What?
Oh god.
Wait, you see Goku beating Kashibo?
No, not Rengoku, Rimboku.
Oh,
No.
Renbo?
Get the no.
fair, but I don't know.
Oh,
This guy, shut up. No,
Bro, told you
it's
to
not
welcome.
Kashibu, bro.
No chance.
I don't know.
But yeah.
Either way, man, I agree to disagree on that one because I don't have Kashibu that much higher than you do. I just have him on my list.
I mean, I don't care if you put Kashibu over Rinko. I mean, over Fute.
Yeah, it's not that big of a deal. It's just that, like, I just like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just like more in tune with what Hara's trying to do than you guys. But he's gonna scale up all these dudes. Like, we're gonna see Kashibu fucking fight at Akko 1v1. It's gonna be like, I'm sick.
If you were truly in tune, then you would know Conky loses to Riboku because Riboku makes him stupid. Stay woke.
You gotta stop with the trolls, man. I'm trying to have a peaceful discussion. I'm trying to bait.
Conky week is coming up for Riboku.
I don't even talk about Conky anymore. I guys mention him all the time. It's crazy.
I don't think I've ever mentioned Conky in my life. But yeah, Kaishibo, Rozo, and Kisui, they're kind of like all the same general in a sense. Like, they're pretty similar to each other in overall ability and what they specialize in. So I don't think we really need to talk about Kisui.
Yeah, I kind of feel like it's kind of... I thought Kisui was going to be like better than he has shown, but it's unfortunate he hasn't.
Yeah, Kisui.
So is it Kisui's not even on the list, is he?
No, he's trash. He don't deserve to be on it.
Honorable mention, I guess.
Yeah, he's an honorable mention.
Oh, I'm about to say he's not even there. Like, what?
And if you guys want, you could give him Bate too. If you want to like add him to your list.
Nice.
Are we doing one by one or like a certain number at a time? I'm assuming one by one because you talked about honorable mentions and Fute.
Yeah,
right.
One by one.
I still don't understand how you got like. I'm not even again. Just Rinko. Rinko was so fucking cold fighting Shin and Uhong by himself.
But they were young.
Bro, Rinko is literally Smoker thinking he's the big Mamu in fucking pre-time.
I'm not even arguing for Rinko. Like, I just think Kashibu part of this. That's about it. Especially because Kashibu was alive for a bit.
But you gotta understand, like, they were young. He was fresh. You know what I'm saying? Like, he hadn't been in a war for a good minute. It's like, you know what I'm saying?
Not young type long though. It was only a few years.
It was 3 years that they hadn't been in any type of war.
That's nothing, honestly.
The way King's trust. That's not a lot. What you mean?
That's not a lot.
How long Oki's army was in hiatus before they fought in Bayu? Like, that was a decent amount too.
Gon was missing for like 12 years.
And them niggas lost too. Understand, Oki lost that battle. Yeah, RIP to the big lip Nufufu, but they lost the fight. Remember that.
Not because of the break though. Just Oki just trash. You know what I'm saying? Riboku the GOAT.
Nah, Riboku just snuck him. That's all it was.
We'll get to that when it's Riboku's turn.
That's good. Doesn't be cancer, dude. Because I have run that above Riboku.
Well, what
do we want to talk about Genpo?
I mean, we talked about Kesha already for a little bit.
I think Genpo is underrated. Like, I think the fact that you said he did it against Fodder, but like he just shit on the Center Army, bro. And like I don't know how he would the fight versus Kanki would have been if Kanki didn't just go up and just cut his head off. So it's like
here's the thing about Genpo.
He taught Rep all his tactics too.
He does have intricate tactics, but we don't really know how it would go down because he himself said that the only reason it was working so well is because the other side had imbeciles or something like that, or they didn't have a decent strategist on their side.
Yeah, I agree.
So he kind of dehyped himself, but just the fact that he's able to manipulate the battlefield in that way, even if that exact strat wouldn't have worked against a higher like caliber person, you can tell he's just very adept at tactics. Just like people aren't going to be able to manipulate it with that degree of like layers, you know what I mean? If you're not like high up there the entire
time, yeah. And he also utilized the way chariots when he just got there like 3 years ago. They finally got, like he used them in the perfect way and shit. That's not like the biggest feat, but that was cool to see.
But I feel like it's not that great of a feat because like anyone on this list, you know, that's strategy focus could do a similar job or even better than him.
Yeah, but
against literally nobody in the center they were facing.
I don't know. Yeah, you're right. I don't know about. Yeah, I agree.
I don't know. Could they? Because in like a day. I don't know. Like even generals like Yo and Noreko, like they might be able to do it. I'm not sure, but they focus on like the basics. So for someone like Genpo to like utilize smoke and utilize chariots in the way he did, like he's very unique. And just the fact that he has those unique skill sets, it should like tell you that he could branch off to utilize it in many ways.
The thing I meant by that is that like not even just by off their other strengths, like their charges and shit, they probably can do similar damage.
Yeah, no similar damage for sure.
Was fucking anything up. No one was there as fucking with them.
If we look at him dying to Kanki, I mean Molten said that he was overconfident or whatever it was, basically trying to say that he's not that trash, that he's just like fodder snacks for Kanki. He just happened to be like overconfident in the scenario. So that's kind of like Haru's way of trying to tell you, like, even though he fucked up, it's not like he's so trash that he just instantly died to Conky in every scenario. So I feel like a lot of people underrate him because of that, and they think like, well, Conky could just negative him whenever he wants, when I don't think that's true.
I mean, that was a specific situation, but I do think in like a battle versus Conky, he loses like every time. Like,
I mean, obviously he loses every time, but I don't think it's like, you know, that clear cut.
I think it's a low diff every time. Like, he's nowhere near to challenge Conky. Like, the guy
I can see him.
Hashimo did better than Genpo, you know.
Depends, like, all this shit depends on the situation. Like, if you go out the flat range shit that Genpo likes,
doesn't use tactics, he'll never beat Conky. So long as Conky still does the asshole scumbag, I do the thing that people hate the most, Genpo would never win.
Yeah, even traditional tactics that have Conky over him.
Yeah, I'm saying,
Conky would probably still
win.
Every
time Conky would attack him, Conky would kill that dude. Like, I'm not, that's what I'm saying. I'm not even arguing for the old man. The old man was Conky. I mean, he was cocky as fuck. You know what I'm saying? But I don't even know. Like, is Fute even a? Let me get off of Fute. I feel like he's that. He's the fucking Hecky of Zhao, bro. I swear to God.
Bro, relax. He's gonna come back as strong as the
No, not in the sense that he's like trash like that, but like in the sense that I don't fucking like him like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like his character. He's just fucking trash.
Bro, he's gonna spend a year training.
I'm just like waiting for him to do something. That's all. And this was our perfect arc for it, but I guess not. Fute was like giving like props, like him. He's like working with Bananji, doing shit. Like he was leading his own people. So like, he's not like a scrub at all, like Hecky is.
Right? No, that's what I said. Not in terms of ability. I'm just saying like in terms of character. Like I don't know.
No, but I feel like he's gonna show the next arc. Then I was hoping for this arc, but next arc he's gonna come back even stronger. Maybe it's stronger than M3, you know.
But see, that's the thing though. Why is it always next arc? Why is it always, next time we see Fute, he's going to be a beast, nigga? That was supposed to be this arc.
I mean, I think he put up a beastly performance this arc, too. It was just off-screened. I don't get why Renpa can fucking stalemate Hakuki and Yoki for 2 years, have it all be off-screen, and people were like, you know, it's still impressive. I don't care if it's off-screen. But then Fute stalemates against Denrimi, Soo, and Shiryu, and people were like, well, he factually did trash. Like, okay, he just fucking stalemated, like... Everyone gets props for that.
That's such a shit. And now
that's the thing. Well, hold on. Now, I was about to say that was such a bad comparison because one, fighting two people that's on your level at the same time, army-wise, is a great feat for Renpa, especially since you're still.
He's on the defensive though.
Hold on, but I get that. But he's on the defensive. Hold on. He's on the defense against two of this Quinn 6, the leader and Oki, you know what I'm saying, who was supposed to be like one of the top dudes of the Quinn 6, right? So that's a way better feat compared to we don't even know if fucking Fute actually fought any of the people you named.
If you think I'm trying to say Fute was more impressive than Renpa, then you can just stop right there. My point is that just because he did this off screen, people automatically discredit him and say he didn't do anything.
No, it's not about him doing it off screen. It's about who he did it off screen to. No bullshit, bro. No bullshit.
Bro, hold
on. Let me just say this. If there was a panel or two of him starting a fight with Sosui or Siryu or one of them where like they clashed for 2 seconds and then it went off screen and then he came back, I would be with everything you're saying. But we didn't get any of that. As far as we know, Sosui ran through fucking fodder and so did Fute. Because
I mean, yeah, it was mainly a battle of maneuvering. It wasn't fucking many duels in the center battle, but still.
I get that, but what I'm saying is like when we hype up like City, it's because she bodied the Earl. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't an off-screen type of thing.
She got into the HQ. That's the big thing that this guy talks about.
That she got to the HQ and then she bodied him. He picked up a blade and fought back. She cut through him and his.
He's not a fighter though.
You know what I'm saying? But how do we know that? How do we know whether or not he was a fighter?
Like, no, he was because Kane like hyped him up.
Yeah, I'm saying, look at that man.
It was a different energy when he came in versus when Bate came in. That's all I'm saying.
For real, should that Bate saved the day from Bate?
Okay, you know what? Nah, I ain't gonna hold you. I will give you that. But I feel like that was more because we knew Bate. We had more time with Bate. It was just, here's the Earl. He's with Roboku. We only seen him for a couple panels, and then he comes in and gets bodied. Whereas we had a whole arc with Bate. We seen Bate's backstory. We have more of an investment in Bate.
Plus, he's just stronger.
Oh my god.
I mean, I know you don't want to give him credit, but he literally fought on par with her, while the Earl got like what? Logan?
Yeah, no. That's why I started laughing. Come back. Like that.
Yeah, I knew you were thinking about that too. I knew it.
He's like, all right, yeah. But my point still remains. Like Fute, like I said, if Fute had started a fight with somebody and then it cut away and then it cut back and Fute was still good, like with the Bate shit, it's like we can argue who was doing better because like she was clean and Bate had a bloody nose. But yes, I can give Bate the feat of being stronger than the Earl because he lasted in a fight with this chick. I can give you that. We don't have nothing to give Renko. We don't have nothing to give Fute that.
Okay, so look at the matchups, right? If we all agree that Kane is pretty much irrelevant, then it's the Earls and Fute against Denrimi, Soho, and Shiryu. So then Fute would be equivalent to one of them because it was a stalemate, and Riboku and Osen cancel each other out.
I mean, was it a stalemate? Shiryu made it to the HQ. Sosuo was making it to the HQ.
It was an even fight up until Shiryu was about to make it to the HQ. But it was still enough of a stalemate to say he's comparable.
But that's what I'm saying. Was he fighting them?
He was fighting their armies.
Right, but that's different, bro. That's like saying you're stalemating Shin because you took out fucking Bihei.
No, he's a major commander in the battlefield, though. That's why I brought up the matchup because it's three big guys against three other big shots.
Maybe not. I'll say maybe not Fute, but that's like saying you stalemating Shin because you're fighting like Denyu and Sugen and them. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, nigga. If Shin is still making headway, you're not stalemating shit. And I keep saying Soho was making headway because he was fighting fodder. He like I'm saying, like I'm not even trying to give him a strength feat. He was literally blowing through fodder. Nobody was in front of him. Not a named character who stopped him. The chick city who literally got up to the Earl, bodied him, and it was going for Kane. But before she can get to Kane, Bate rolled. You know what I'm saying? We have no idea. As far as we know, Fute was in the back waiting for orders.
Fute was at the back working on defense. That's why when he went to Kane, she was like, "Ain't you meant to be near Roboku somehow or something like that?"
Right, you know what I'm saying? So he was in the back waiting for orders.
No, he wasn't chilling though. He was fighting, but he was on the defense, like proper back. I'm guessing.
And I'm saying he was fighting fodder, bro. And that's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to take away. He was fighting the fodder of Ocean's army. That's
how if they're the closest to Roboku's HQ then. If they're the closest to reach Roboku, are they fodder though?
What are we talking about?
So then those two people that got to Roboku, like literally got to Roboku's doorstep, they got through Fute?
Because Fute wasn't there though. Fute was head of Banana.
Yes, he
was at Ocean's HQ at that time.
No, he wasn't. That was before Fute got the message to go. Because Roboku's HQ got pressed before Osen's did. It was like a page before. Yeah, remember when Roboku's HQ got pressed, he said, "Yo, if it was like those two, I ain't gotta worry about. But if it was Shiryu or the other nigga, then I would have to worry."
You may be right.
That was before Fute went out to attack Osen. So you're telling me if Fute was back there blocking niggas, he let two fodder niggas get close to Roboku?
No, because bro, Fute is not covering the whole back on his own though. There's Kane, there's others. You know, they could have just went through our side. And let me see if that was before or after he went to Osen's HQ.
All I'm saying is like, if we want to, we all agree that Kane really ain't shit. And I'm saying Fute is a level or like is a half a level or a level above her.
I mean, depends what you define that as, but how do you compare him to Denrimi Soho on them?
I'll be back.
Okay, if he fought Denrimi, he would probably beat Denrimi in a fight, but I don't think he's out strategizing Denrimi.
I mean, here's the thing. It's like I said, they're the three big shots on both sides. Like you pretty much have to assume that they're comparable because they stalemated.
The three big shots.
Yeah,
I'm saying the three big shots on Roboku's side was the two Earls and Kinmo.
Kinmo wasn't fighting with him though.
But I mean, okay, that's how it was laid out though. So like, who were the big three on Osen's side? Soho, Denrimi, and Shiryu?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, and you're saying that Fute was stalemating who then? Because Denrimi's not a fighter.
I don't know who. It doesn't have to be like one person. He just put in enough work for it to be a stalemate. And to me, because of the amount of people on each side, that tells me that he's like comparable to like Solo or
But that's the thing, though. What are you talking about? But Roboku and them had more people, right?
They have more men, more fodder.
Right, he had more men. Then Remy himself is not a fighter. You know what I'm saying? Like it was specifically stated, then Remy don't fight. His men are A1 in strategy, and they fight because he himself is a strategist type. So if he's not out there on the main front, oh shit! If he's not out there on the main front actually fighting, and you have Siriu and Siriu and Soo going through the fodder, like I said, Siriu went through the Earl, Soo went through fodder. Neither one of them went anywhere near Fute. Now you're telling me that basically him fighting, just fighting fodder, no names, for a panel or two is impressive enough when we still see that people got to the HQ. It was a stalemate for like a chapter or two, bro. Because honestly,
that does not speak on how much time passed by.
But I'm just saying, if you really break it down, bro, they stalemate. Like they was winning at first because of the hybrid shit. Osen did his move. You know what I'm saying? Caught the advantage. After Osen did that, it was basically a steamroll from there because no one was stopping Siriu and no one was stopping Soo.
It wasn't though. It was only like you can only even like begin to describe it as a steamroll at the very end, right before the pincer happened, when Shuri was about to get to the HQ. But it was pretty much an even battle up until then, which is the majority of their battle.
I'm saying, bro, if Siriu was about to make it to the HQ twice. The first time fucking Hoken came in screaming, and then the second time, or 3 times actually. Because the first time Hoken came in screaming, the second time she clapped the Earl, and then the third time Bati came in. You know what I'm saying? That's not a stalemate, my nigga, if she's consistently moving through your rank.
I'm not talking about anything after the pincer. I'm talking about before the pincer.
I'm saying, wasn't Hoken before the pincer?
Yeah, so I count that, but not the other moments.
Well, what pincer? Okay. The Roboku pincer or Osen? Or Shin's pincer?
Shin's pincer.
Oh.
But basically, I don't see why it's so hard to say Fute put in good work, because he probably has at least a 5,000 man unit, I would assume. I don't think he was still a 3,000 man commander. So you would think he would need to hold his weight for Zhao to do well, even with them having more men.
Honestly, bro, I couldn't even begin to tell you, because it seemed like Kane had less men. It seemed like Kane was still a 3,000 man commander. You know what I'm saying? Like when she was speaking to Banaji and them, she was like, "Nah, I can't stay because I still have 3,000 men to lead." And again, she was a 3,000 man commander at Coalition, and I don't think Fute is that much better than her. So I can give you 5,000, but then why wouldn't he? If he had 5,000 men. Like, you don't think he could have took at least 1,000 of them to go pincer Roboku? I mean, to go pincer Osen instead of that, like, 500 that he took?
I mean, it depends. Could he have taken more? I don't really know, because we don't know where his troops are spread out at. He probably needed to spread them thin for the defenses. And it was, like, the perfect amount of troops for Dinrimi and Soo to not be worried enough to actually, like, target him.
Okay, fair enough.
The 1,000 is pretty much a challenge for Osen. That's 5 to 1, Fute is pretty strong, so Osen would be pissed. Oh, Twilight, I'm on the chapter right now. The 2 fodder when they reached Roboku was after Fute left.
It was after Fute left?
Damn, that changes everything.
No, it doesn't, but...
Not really.
Nah, I'm just trolling.
I'm about to say, not really. Fute is still trash, bro. I'm sorry. Like this is how I compare characters, right? If Fute were to fight Moten, how would you see that going?
A battle?
Fute would win.
But
Moten probably wins like high diff.
Really? So you think Fute is better than Kisui too?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kisui's
They're comparable though, but I have Fute is better.
Okay.
But I have a lot. I'll agree though. He doesn't have much to back him up in it. But I have
I'm just saying, you understand this, my niggas. And I know we do it for Shin and them, but Shin and them have more tangible feats than Fute.
Yeah.
You're really telling me that Fute is a better strategist and leader. You know what I'm saying? He's a better general than actual generals.
Yeah, because that might hit their peak.
That's not that wild with the series we're talking about.
Mm-hmm. But it's just more benefit of doubt.
Damn, bro. But I'm saying, these are notable. Like I'm not like if you want to say Fute's better than like Doman and them, it's like cool, yeah, fine. But
You said Doman.
Like actual like named generals who have been given some type of prestige and clout, tens of thousands of men. Fute's really beating them. Like I don't see it. Like truth be told, bro, I don't see it. Not in a 1v, not in the situation where like again, if he is leading like half the time Shin wins, I don't see him doing it if he was the fucking commander in charge. Like, no. You know what I'm saying? So it's like like, I don't know, bro. Y'all giving that man a lot of clout.
He can't come back like even better than the M3, man. Training the whole year with Roboku and Shubasho, fam. He gonna be a goat.
He should have been training his whole career with Roboku.
He has, but
so then why is he not? But he's not better than anybody in the Monster Trio. He can't even. I don't even think he can beat Kyokai, bro.
I think he's on their level, bro. He's better than Kyokai.
What?
I think he's better than him.
In terms of what? Speed? No. Strategies? No.
Strength and strategy.
What?
Strength, strategy, leadership,
bro. Kaz is the king of fucking triggering Toilet and like making him go on random tangents.
You are, what the fuck?
Bro, it's not even trolling though.
Cause no, that's the thing though. Cause he really believes this shit. Like, you really think that you really think Fute can beat Kyokai in anything, bro?
Well, Kyokai is not that impressive, yeah.
I mean, let's be honest here. Would Fute get overwhelmed by the Gakue army? Like, if we were to be real here.
If we say that one more time, would Fute get what?
Would Fute get overwhelmed by the Gakue army? Like, you know what I'm saying?
This guy was handling the Olsen's HQ like with like 500 men, you know.
That's a fact.
Are y'all fucking high? Like I swear.
Fuck Fute. Let's move on from Fute.
Yeah, but say I'm done. I'm done. Like I'm done. Y'all really said yo.
Wait, Saucy, what do you think though? You haven't said much.
I think he went to sleep or something.
Oh shit. What, Tio's here?
What's up, Tio? But I guess Twali wants to, move on from Fute.
Please, my niggas.
No,
y'all
my
really
bad.
get, like I'm
back.
Yeah.
I had to go cook something real quick.
Oh, no worries.
All right, hold on, real quick, bro. Here's the new topic: Kyokai or Fute? Who you got winning?
Fute.
That's my guy.
Wow. Is this Kyokai after Hoken though, or is this?
Bro, this is Kyokai right now versus Fute right now.
Fute, definitely.
Yeah, Fute.
That's what I'm talking about.
Wait, Fute, what's the question? Sorry.
Fute versus Kyokai.
Especially
who's winning?
Fute, yeah.
Kyokai, what the fuck?
Like that's what I'm saying. What nerve?
What you mean what nerve?
She actually got like her base is better, bro. Hey.
Kyokai's
doesn't have to go that deep versus.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, bro. She didn't even have to dance. Like she would literally dance on this nigga without dancing on him. Are you for real?
That's not bad versus Fute. It's just like better.
Cause like,
wait, Fute will keep up with her speed though. He's fast himself.
No.
And
I'm not saying no. What?
That's crazy, bro.
Shin said that Kyokai was fast. Like Shin said that he's not as fast as Kyokai. So she's faster. All right then, but this is somebody that fought both of them. So he knows how fast both of them are because he fought her when she was trying to kill niggas, and he fought him when he was trying to kill niggas. So he fought both of them, and he said that she was faster. Her dance makes her even. Wait, bro, she's speed blitzing this nigga. Are you fucking crazy? Bro, if Kyokai goes into her deepest dance, she don't. Nigga, she was speed blitzing Hoken. Are you stupid?
Bruh. Yeah,
no. Are you, bro? So you're telling me Hoken? Are you telling me that Fute speed blitzing Hoken?
No, he's not speed blitzing Hoken, but that doesn't mean she'll kill him though.
All right, then.
She might be damaged, but Fute.
Also, you gotta be fair to him. At first, you said if she goes into the dance, someone's not automatically gonna assume like the deepest dance that fucks up her body when you say that.
No, what I'm saying is she doesn't need the dance, but what I'm saying with the dance, she speed blitzes.
I mean, she used the dance against Shin and used it only for speed, and Shin could keep up with it to an extent, like the actual speed of it. And that's why he said Fute's comparable, because Fute was able to dodge his shit too.
Also,
I'm not saying, like I said, Fute is
but he beat
comparable.
Hoken. You know what I'm saying? So why does Fute need to speed blitz her to?
Because Fute does not have the power or the weight
Wait, why does he have? He has the weight of Zhao on his back, bro. Come on.
He has the weight of Zhao on his back.
He has his own dreams, man. He wants to be a free great heaven.
Yo, and you see how quickly them dreams get dashed when Zhao is not a state anymore, number one. And you got people like SSJ who far better than him. You got people like Sheba Show who already turned the shit down. You know what I'm saying? So
SSJ
it's like, bro,
can't become a free great heaven anyways, you know what I'm saying? He's Revoca's lieutenant. He ain't gonna do that.
Alright, Twale, answer me this. You tell me a guy that wants to bet Kane doesn't have top tier weight?
No. Nigga, Kane look like a man. What the fuck you talking about? Kane look like a nigga. Kane look like a nigga. Fuck you talking about? Niggas forever calling her the man looking bitch. Fuck Shin said it. Oh, you was hanging out with that manly looking girl. Like, nigga, she looks like a whole dyke. Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, if she looks like a man, so does pretty much every woman in Kingdom. But yeah, let's move on past Fute. Shit, who the fuck was next on my list? Oh yeah, Keisha.
I mean, Keisha. And that nigga look like a bitch.
Draco was calling her sheep for the longest.
Yeah. Draco will keep calling her sheep as well.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So, nigga, if Keisha look better than Kanye, nigga, you got a problem.
Oh god.
But yeah, the reason I rate Keisha this highly is because, and I know Kaz said
highly,
that.
Nigga.
Yes, it's highly. Being over Fute? Are you kidding me, dog? Nah, but we're not getting back into this for the sixth time. But
I'm looking at the rest of the list now. Fuck this shit.
The reason I rate him this highly, and I was gonna say, I know Kaz said he doesn't use strategy, which I find weird. Like, I thought everyone pretty much came to the conclusion that he mixes strategy and instinct. But the reason I rate him this high is because he's had an impressive showing against Duke, albeit very circumstantial. He showed that he couldn't replicate it. It needed to be like a Reboko moment where he had the luxury of being unknown, and that was the only way it was gonna work. But still, he knew how instinctuals work, and he was able to counter him. So fairly impressive. And I wouldn't say it's anything crazy. I would even put like Shin being able to stalemate Gyeon far above something like that, because Keisha just had a huge advantage. He had like 3 times his men and caught him off guard. But other than that, I mean, I think Keisha's best feat, other than maybe the Reboko wipe of like giving him trouble in tabletop battles, is the whole Conky thing where he burnt Conky's hand. And the reason I think that's impressive is because we don't really see the big holes on the floor, like using that as, you know, stopping people's momentum, using that as traps and shit. We haven't really seen that in Kingdom. And it's something that's pretty clutch. Like, it's not something that's easy to predict, especially like so early into the battle, especially to like predict that Keisha would predict you would go like ballsing with Zeno right off the rip. And it caught Conky off guard. Keisha was able to almost wipe out a huge chunk of his army if it wasn't for that special bandit tactic. And yeah, I think it was probably his best feat. Definitely the hardest feat to see coming. But the reason I don't rate him like that highly, and me and Draco have talked about this so many times, is because I think he was honestly like fucking stupid for what he did against Conky. And Draco will like sometimes say like, well, Conky was just so genius that he made Keisha act stupid, which I don't buy. But
isn't that Conky's whole fucking tactic though?
No, not really.
I'm pretty sure like he was trying to piss off Keisha as much as he can, so Keisha had to act dumb for Conky to work though. So
you can piss him off, but that doesn't automatically mean like you have to act dumb because you're mad.
Oh, but Conky made him act dumb, you know what I'm saying? Because he had no other choice.
He definitely had another choice. He definitely had another choice. And that's why it was so garbage, because he could have just waited. He could have literally sent his army, but he didn't have to go himself. He could have literally just chilled on the hill while the Haishin unit got wiped out. And then, is really him not seeing the flank coming? Because I can understand, like, okay, if you think Conky has no possible way to attack you, then you're just going to say, fuck it, even though he wants to bait me, I'm going to take his bait, because you ain't going to do shit regardless. I can kind of understand that, but it wasn't like Conky's fucking counter was like some crazy thing. It was a flank, a basic flank, and yes, the way the Zeno clan attacked were, you know, they went diagonally through the hill. Like, that's not something that's very common. If anything, I would say like that almost never happens. So maybe you could say like it's such a rare way to like charge that Keisha can calculate the destructive power given those factors. Which like maybe you can come up with an argument for that, but it's like he's already seen the Zeno clan's destructive power, so he should not underestimate them at this point. And it just left a sour taste in my mouth.
Not only that, but that was the same thing that Ten said. Like, when she waited on the hill, she was like, I don't know how to approach this. We can attack, and then, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can both attack, and then somebody can cut through the middle. Like, that was always a part of the shit. So Kesha was dumb for even going for that.
Yeah, I just think that was a huge jobbing moment on his part.
I would say, because if 10 can see that shit coming, then Kesha should have been able to see that coming. He was literally just tight. Like, he was just pissed the fuck off.
He probably did before he got angry, though. When he was
I don't think 10 was talking about, like, the Zeno clan. I think he was just talking about, like, other forces.
She was just talking in general. Right, she was just talking in general, because from what 10 was saying, it was like, okay, we're here, Kokuo was up there, like, we can both attack, and then, like, whoever breaks, like, you know what I'm saying, she can attack first, and then, like, that'll weaken Kisui's defenses so that when we attack, it'll make it easier for us, or we can attack first and make it easier for her, or we can both attack and have somebody split come through the middle. Like I said, if 10 can go through that, like, go through the scenarios and come up with that diagonal charge as one of them, whether it be the Zeno clan or not, nigga, Kesha should have saw that shit coming.
Well, I don't think 10 counted for that exact charge, and it was also, like, how fast it happened. Like, it happened pretty fucking quickly. But I do agree that Keisha should have seen it coming, 100%.
But don't you think he did? But because he was so angry, in the moment of his anger, you know, he acted. Everything that, you know, that is strategy or, you know, instinctual, the smart thing to do, goes out the window, and he just vexed.
I just don't understand, man. Like, I don't understand how you could be so angry that you take, like, a situation and just throw away all strategy and just be like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do this.
Now, people do that, you know. They get angry, start punching walls for no reason. So,
okay, but okay, punching a wall is not comparable. Like I said, like the best comparison to what you just described would be Keisha out of spite sending his unit down there but staying up on the hill, so Kanki has no chance regardless.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
but he went down as well.
That would have been a way better. That would have been way better.
You know, pretty good. Pretty good.
That actually would have won him the war. Like,
yeah.
He still would have lost Miguel, man.
Nah, not at all. Because if Kesha doesn't go down there, you know what I'm saying, then there's no possibility of him getting killed by Shin later on.
Yeah, but Kanki's not even going to kill Keisha. Anyways, he's going to use the same tactic as Kisfi and still beat Keisha.
I hate you guys. I hate you.
But if Kesha is the... But that's
I don't care about what you're saying. It's just the way you're baiting him.
Oh, bro, it's not bait. Oh, God.
No, as I say, it's not bait. He actually believes it.
No, it doesn't matter if he believes it, but it's just, you know, it's going to go into a discussion of would Kanki have won Kokyo, which we've talked about 5 times.
No, we've had that already, nah.
Yeah.
Keisha above Gyo and hell no.
But yeah, closing thoughts on Keisha. I think he has the tools to be up there. It's just the actual execution of what he did. Like, just the ending left a very sour taste in my mouth. But I do agree that he probably had some of the most potential out of all the Zhao generals. Like, if he was given, like, a few more years to mature, and especially if he was given a few more years and he witnessed this Kanki thing so he realized his own weakness, then he could definitely be a lot higher on the list. But for now, like, he didn't get the screen time to really show that many impressive feats, and then the way he went out was pretty pathetic.
I wonder if Roboku told him his own weakness, given he knew. Because if he did, that would be even worse.
Yeah, he probably did. But you said you don't think Keisha's a hybrid. Why do you not think that?
Oh, because he literally didn't show any tactic. And like for instinctual guys, it's more of you can't give them the benefit of the doubt that they know tactics. They have to like show an understanding, or even show one tactic at least for them to be considered a tactic.
I mean, so, here's where it gets hard to distinguish, because I think what he did against Kanki with, you know, fucking pincering him, I think that was a tactic. Everything about that screams tactics to me.
The pincer, when was that?
With Zeno and Raido.
I mean, Raido. I said Raido.
Oh, is that the thing you were saying in the trap earlier?
Yeah, the trap.
The pitfall trap. I think in the one shot I read, that's what he was doing to the old man, and he was using instincts. Like, I'll bring it up. He was setting traps and baiting the guy, or waiting for counters and what.
I'm not saying it's impossible to classify that as an instinct feat. I'm just saying everything about it screams strategy to me.
I don't think it. Send me what chapter was that? But I don't think it's strategy, to be fair.
I mean, you don't need the chapter. I can just tell you what happened. So Keisha knew that Kanki was gonna feel like, okay, because Shin fucked up, I need to send Zeno. And so basically the whole mind game was that Keisha, if he tries to send men behind Zeno when Zeno's charging, then it won't really matter, because Keisha is also sending troops up the hill, and Zeno's just gonna keep his momentum and attack from the back of the hill. And the way Keisha countered that is he knows, okay, if I can stop Zeno's momentum, then all that goes to smoke. So I'm just going to create the pitfall trap, and then Zeno has to stop, and now his momentum stopped, and then Gakwe is also there, and then now my pincer is actually effective because he can't move anywhere in a fast amount of time.
Isn't that then one of his counter type moves then, which is instinctual because he was countering Zeno's momentum?
I mean, here's the thing. Whether he's using instinct or strategy, I think he's going to be defensive because that's his style regardless. So I don't think it's really fair to say, well, because he was defensive and he used the counter, then you automatically...
His whole instinctual MO is countering. So because he used the counter, it's more inclined that it was an instinctual thing.
I mean, I wouldn't really say so because countering is such a basic thing. Like, being defensive and countering is like... It's not really some fucking like specific style.
As well, so once it adds up to that, then it's kind of like you got to give it more credit. Because against the Duke, he was thinking like steps ahead, and it was all just pure instincts. Yeah, he moved his guys 10 steps forward, and then he was...
Well, even against the Duke, I think that was strategy.
And everything.
Because he was pretty much just calculating based on his understanding of instincts what exactly would happen. But at the same time, Duke can also calculate what an instinctual would do, and then he would move based on that knowledge. And it's like, is that strategy or is that instinct? Because even when Dukyo like had that flag tactic, he's like, I can use like simple tactics as well. And he's like, no, wait, that should be instinct as well. So I guess it's both.
Mm-hmm. But it is then. But Duke even said it though. It might seem like it's tactics, but it's just instincts because that's what they just do. You know, it's still an instinctual move.
I think if you think about it and like you're like deducing the reasoning behind it, then tactic has to be involved. Where like when Keisha does it, I don't think he just like has like, you know, a twitch and he's like, well, I don't know how exactly this tactic is gonna work, but I'm gonna do it because this is what my gut tells me. I feel like he might have a twitch, but he also like reasons why this would work strategically in his head, and then he's like, okay, I feel it will work instinctually, I feel it will work strategically, I'm gonna do it.
But I hear that, but even then, wouldn't like say he's doing a trap or whatever, it would be instinctual that he's thinking like steps ahead of.
I just came to the conclusion that I think it's both. It's kind of too hard to like separate them.
Yeah, I disagree. I still think because he hasn't. Even Roboku would have said when I was hyping him up against the Duke, he would have said he learned my attack. He could have said he learned my attack, so as well as being because that would have given him even more hype to SSK. That Keisha does instinct and strategy. I
don't think it was necessary because I personally believe just by the way he was operating, it was a given. Like you should just like understand it like that.
But because his whole instinctual type was different to Gyon and Shin. Like it was his whole own.
But it was only different in the sense that he's cautious and defensive.
And it's just
I would say Kesha was a spider. His instincts was more laying traps and waiting for people to walk into them. Whereas the Duke was more of a tiger. He fucking pounced and, you know what I'm saying? He just fucking attacked. Gyon, like I don't even know how to describe him because he used tactics, but his instincts were his go-to. So Gyon is like the most different, but Kesha's instincts were laying in wait, lying traps, and you know what I'm saying, that was his version of instinct.
Yeah,
it was just boosted by the fact that he's that's what I'm saying. It was boosted by the fact that he had a strategic teacher in fucking
strategical, but it's just instinctual. That's what I was saying. Because he's just laying and waiting for people to do stuff, and he's anticipating what they're gonna do. Everything based on instincts, not strategy. So it looks deeper than what the Duke Shin and not Gilman, but what the Duke actually even Gilman was doing instinctual. But it's just
that's what I'm saying. Like was Gilun's ability that everything Gilun did was pure instincts? Like no.
Against Shin, you know what I'm saying? Like instincts. Pure. But other times I'm not sure.
Well, pretty much that whole battle, he was using both his expertise on tactics and instinct, which is why Ten said he was so deadly.
Oh.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why even after Shin took over, it still wasn't a complete stalemate because once, you know what I'm saying, once they switched to instinct, Roboku, Gyoun switched to using more traditional tactics to throw Shin off.
But yeah, let's move on past this.
Wait, did he use tactics during that whole battle against Shin though?
I mean, like I said, I feel like it's the same thing where he blends them. Or maybe it was like purely instinctual moves, but he was also deducing like the strategical aspect of it, so just like double check and shit.
But let's disagree on that case thing, innit? I still think he's more strategist, you know. But
even like going to their styles, I feel like it makes sense because Gyoun's moves are like much more refined, while Shin's were more messy.
That's true, but he has like way more experience on instincts, so it would make sense.
Yeah, I do think it also like says to their style. Cause Shin is a prodigy, but to the Keisha thing, like I don't know, I just can't see someone through like instincts being like, I'm gonna fucking create this fucking trap. I'm gonna have people like way ahead of time in the battle like dig up the trap, and I'm gonna like have this specific plan that I have for the trap that's gonna like come into play in like an hour or two. Like I don't really see an instinctual like moving like that, or like someone that's purely instinctual.
That's why he's much more different to the other three, and he has his own style, which is pretty great in itself. But I know why you guys think that even me and Tio are getting started.
Oh yeah, and something I also wanted to mention. Kinmo, he had like a special tactic. It was like some special defense. He used it like when he thought the Haishin was gonna like overpower him, get past him and shit. He pretty much used like some shell formation, or that might have been the Eiko army, but he used some tactic. And the first thing I questioned was, is this a Riboku tactic? Like, did Keisha learn this from Riboku, or is it just like a Keisha tactic? Because I don't think it's something only Kinmo knows, but Keisha doesn't. It seems like it's something that's, you know, like with the Keisha army. Like, it's one of their staples. Or maybe it was like the Origins troops and he was just using Riboku tactics through them. I don't know.
Could have just been his own thing that he made, or he learned, through the books or whatever. Yeah, I don't see why he'd know Keisha tactics. I'm assuming Keisha don't know, but if Keisha even did know strategy, he would learn his tactics, but he could have just learned that free, how normal generals just learn throughout the battles. Make up their own shit.
I don't know, like nowadays, because everyone's getting their own like special, like specific tactics that are unique. If I see like a name tactic, I'm gonna assume it's like special to that general. Like when I saw Roku only pull up with the horse cry formation, I'm not assuming that's like a formation that every like strategist that reads the strategy books knows. I'm assuming that's a Oki tactic.
Wait, pardon, sorry, what'd you say?
I'm saying because of how often it is nowadays, like ever since this arc, for Hara to give people that are under like great generals, give them special tactics of theirs and say like this is like special Osun tactics or special Riboku tactics. Like because of how common that's ended up being, I'm thinking every time we get a name for a tactic, or like almost every time, if it's not like some generic name like echelon formation, I feel like it's like telling us that it's from the actual general. Like when Roku only pulled up with his horse cry formation, I didn't assume it was just like a generic formation. I assumed this is an Oki tactic.
But not because Roku, Omi, Kimbo, Maron, they all learn their own shit. They're all like good in their own right without learning from their GG.
Bro, I would say yes and no because Gahome knew the Ryodu technique and so did Riboku. So it's like did they both just happen to come up with the same type of strategy, or is this like, or is that like? Book.
Yeah, I mean that whole situation's so weird because Gahome implied that him and Riboku are top two because he's like, only me and Riboku are capable of using this tactic. And then later in Wave 5 Dragons, he's like, well, Rayo's better than me, and I need a year to catch up to him, but I need another year after that to surpass him. So like, why doesn't Rayo know it if you think he's better than you? I don't know, it's weird.
But Rayo was in prison, so it doesn't really count as a guy that's active in the world. And did Gohan even know they were in prison that whole time, to be fair, or did he find out later on? So it's fair for him to assume.
I mean, Gohan was the number one.
Yeah, he's the number one guy.
Gahome was the number one general. He was the number one guy in Wave for a minute. He like ever since his father died, which was the fucking beginning of the fucking story, he was the number one guy. So he should have known that they were in jail. Like, there's no way he didn't know. Because remember, he definitely did know because he's the one that convinced the king to let him out.
True. Yeah, you're right. But then there must be some strategy book or some shit for him to know it, and Riboku know the same tactic and also. And what's it called? The echelon formation that Mobu did. Like even though it's not some crazy tactic or whatever, everyone must be learning similar books because guys come to Shoiku school to learn his tactics, so they almost have their own thing.
Sure, but the echelon was like, it's pretty much portrayed as one of the top strategies that you'll learn if you're just like learning the generic shit.
Yeah, but I'm using it as a point where like everyone kind of knows unless you're creating like some shit like your Riboku SSJ.
There's like a centralized like school for this shit.
Yeah, like each state.
But I mean, there's a lot of those guys. There's Riboku, there's Osun, there's Shoheikun, there's Oki.
Shoika ain't got tactics, man. He whack.
There's
But
He has
Olsen,
the Horai or whatever it's called.
Renpa, Kari, like they all have their own. I ain't gonna hold you. They all have their own unorthodox style, but like, wait, is this before Sun Tzu's Art of War, or is this
No, it was way after.
Take place after that.
Way after.
So then I'm not for nothing. They all probably studied the art. You know what I'm saying? Like every strategist studies that book and then develops their own shit around his teachings. Type shit.
And even Rihaku, when he used the snake, I feel like the snake is a special move of his. Because even Toe was like, what a frightful formation. Like, he was hyping it up.
I don't even remember that. I ain't gonna cut.
Wait, who'd you say? Rihaku?
Yeah, Rihaku. That snake formation that he used to surround Mobu. I think that's a special formation. Or a special tactic.
Oh, yeah. The shell shit that he was doing. When you said snake formation, I don't know. Like I instantly thought about Denrimi's
same
snake. The snake charge.
Yeah, he worded it different.
That shit was fire.
He's like, we're using the snake, which sounds pretty badass.
Yeah, but okay. Yeah, like I don't know. Like I said, like the way I picture it is like there's a basic strategy guy like Sun Tzu's Art of War out there, and everybody studies that, but then, you know what I'm saying, everybody also has their own unique personalities and their own methods, so then, like, they just branch off from there. Like, in a sense, like, right, like, Conky, I don't think Conky has actually read the fucking Art of War, but, like, they just roll with the analogy, right? So Conky reads the Art of War, and he's like, oh, all right, you know, it says here, you know, make sure you do this, and then, like, a part of the Art of War is like, nigga, if you can steal supplies from the other team, do it. You know what I'm saying? Because what was it, like a barrel worth of the enemy's food is worth like 10 of yours or some shit? Like I read it a long time ago. But, like there's some part of Sun Tzu's Art of War where it's like if you can steal rations from the enemy, and Conky's like, hell yeah, I'm doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like Conky's like, yeah, I'm with this shit. I'm stealing everything from everybody because I need it, right? And then that's how this nigga ended up with the oil at fucking Konkoku Pass. Because like, fuck it, nigga, I'ma steal to get the shit done. But then you got somebody like Shin who could read that same book, and it's like, nah, fuck that. I'm not stealing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm above that shit. I'm not stealing from these people type shit. So it's like everybody, you know what I'm saying? You can have like a basic principle or a basic guideline, but everybody will eventually develop their own shit if they're worth it. Like, I don't think any strategists like that we've named, like Raboku and them, are still using the basics of the strategies that they've been taught.
Well, I think it even goes further than that, because I feel like there's a meta game to Warfare in China right now. Like, you know what meta means, right?
Go ahead, you cut out for a second.
I said, do you know what meta means? Like in video game terms?
Like where like it's like real world, like the game, like it's like kind of like fourth wall breaking. No. Like the game itself is realizing it's a game type shit.
No, not at all. Meta just means most effective tactics available, and if you'll play like any like competitive game, like people are just so competitive that they'll come up with new tactics, and then people will go against them and they'll learn that, and then it'll just keep happening until people come up with this like the best overall strategy to play this game. And then, like, you know, people might come up with better tactics and then the meta changes. But I'm saying that there's, like, a whole meta to the warfare in China, like, more than just Sun Tzu's book. Like, people probably had, like, crazy maneuvering battles, and then they recorded how these battles went down and, like, what's the way to counter. So I feel like what you would learn from Shoheikun, even if it's not special Shoheikun tactics, it would go far more than just the basics.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of innovation in the tactics.
But then that's like saying, like, yo, everybody uses the fucking line formation. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have yet to, like, it's been 500 years of warfare, and whenever two armies pull up in front of each other, it's forever the line formation. Like,
yeah, there's like some tactics that like there's just no better methods.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Okay.
Like, no one's figured out better methods, whatever the case is.
Right.
So Ryodu must be some shit Olsen can do, I'm guessing right now. Like, he must
probably, we don't know.
Yeah, like, I'm gonna assume so, right? Like, if him and Raboku are on that same level, fuck it. They both of them are better than Gahome, and if Gahome can do it, I'm pretty sure, like, Osen at least knows about it. Like, whether or not he actually implements it himself, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't be caught off guard like, oh, what the fuck is this type of shit like Ten was.
I mean, it probably says something that Riboku didn't try it against Osun. You know what I mean?
I don't think it was like
he could even do it.
Yeah, I don't think he could. He didn't have that's kind of like a narrow space type formation.
No, I'm not saying it's like it would be effective against Osun. I'm just saying if it's against someone that you know that they have no idea how to stop it, then I think it would be a good formation to use. But since he knew it was Osun, he's like, there's no point in using this.
Yeah, he went straight to the high end Origins right off the bat.
Facts. Right. He went straight from that to the fucking, what was it, the Great Crane? Yeah. And it was like, okay, Riboku.
But it makes sense that you got to use the best shit against that Osun.
Mm-hmm.
But see, that's the thing though, because like Riboku had the Great Crane and then Osun had the Red Crane, and it's like, what's the difference? Like, was there a difference? Or was like,
I mean, we didn't see like the small scale to really tell, but it was a different strategy.
Okay.
It was like, it was different because even Riboku, he didn't think something like the Red Crane was possible. It's because Osun trained his men like so well in tactics that they're pretty much the only army that could utilize the Red Crane in like the middle of a hectic battle. And like the narrator literally said like it was impossible for anyone to figure this out, including Riboku.
But I don't think that's a testament of Osun's guys, except for Solo, but everyone else, Osun was literally direct on like what to do.
But Osun's not going to give like a million orders though. He's just going to say do the Red Crane.
We talk about from then on, but when he was training the Red Crane, though, he created a new formation on the spot using Origins, I swear.
Yeah. And Solo was the only one that picked up on it. Like the second Osun move, he was like, "Oh yeah, I know it's." And then they gave him the order, and he was like, "Nigga, I already know. Like I'm here with it." Denrimi, I ain't gonna hold you. Denrimi had to catch up. He had to wait for the Solo on it because they even stated in the chapter he was the first and only person to catch on to an Osun. So yeah, I'll give him. He might be an instinctual. Well, then again, if he was instinctual, shouldn't he have been able to? I don't know. Maybe his instincts didn't kick in quick enough.
He was also the closest to Osun, right?
Who?
Solo. Like Denrimi was to the far left, while Solo was closer, so you can like see it coming quicker.
Nah, I thought it was the opposite. I thought Solo was the one to the far because when Osun said we're gonna link up, he said we're moving towards Denrimi's position. So I thought Denrimi was in the middle, and then Solo was
if he said
to the
that,
far
then
left.
Denrimi was probably in the middle, but I don't remember.
Because it was like because they was getting the reports after he used the origin shit, like after he countered, and they was like, yo, we can destroy them, we can destroy half their numbers now. And he was like, nah, make it to the left. And then it was like to Denrimi's position, and he was like, yeah, we're gonna all together and take care of them. You know what I'm saying? In one swoop. So Denrimi was to the center, Solo was to the far left, and then Osun was to the right. And then they all linked up in the middle, and like I said, Solo was on point with it.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. Yeah, you're right. But regardless, I don't think it really matters that much because Denrimi and Solo have had like multiple moments where they realized something at the same time, or Denrimi was a bit faster, so I wouldn't like look too much into it.
No, I'm not saying. I'm not saying one is like better than the other. I'm just saying like.
No, I'm not even talking about better. I'm just saying like, even if you think like, okay, this might not necessarily mean he's better, but maybe Solo's better at this one specific thing because of his instincts. Like I'm just saying like I won't even go that far because it's kind of like muddy right now.
That's what I'm saying. I was just saying that like I think we know Denrimi's the strategist type. I'm just saying I'm assuming that what's his name? Solo is more on the instinctual side, but maybe not to a degree.
I personally see him as strategical.
As a yeah. Okay.
I mean, I see him and like Denrimi having a kind of a weird dynamic where like they're rivals, but not really because Denrimi's like the clear smarter of the two, but like Solo is like so smart that he's always like just there and you can't underestimate him. That's how I see them.
See, the way I looked at it was like Solo is the like the muscle within the HQ for Osun, and Denrimi is the brains within the HQ. You know what I'm saying? It's like Osun himself doesn't necessarily direct the army until it you know what I'm saying, until it comes a time where he's like, all right, these two can't handle it, let me step up. But on the whole, it's like, nigga, when I need somebody to be taken out, I'm Solo. When I want somebody to be, you know what I'm saying, dealt with strategically, I'm sending this nigga, Denrimi. But they're both on like the same level. It's just that they have different strengths.
It's kind of weird because I feel like Solo has had too much portrayal in terms of how smart he is for him to just be like a brute type. And I know you're not saying he's just a brute, but I still feel like he has a lot when it comes to intelligence. And the reason I say it's weird is because like they seem like sort of close to each other in intelligence, but I don't know if it's like Denrimi's specialty is like training his men, and like that's what like puts him apart. But it said like his men are like so good at the soft and hard countering styles, and apparently he's like so effective that Denrimi put in more work than Solo and Shiryu combined just off tactics. Like he put out more offensive power, and it gave Solo and Shiryu the opportunity to attack the HQ. So if you look at that, you're like, can they really be comparable intelligence-wise if Denrimi's like so smart that he could put out more offensive power than these two juggernauts? But I don't know. I feel like it might have something to do with the way his army is trained because they got like special portrayal, and I feel like they might be like one of the top armies in terms of like fodder being trained in tactics. But we'll see. Let's get back to actual Zhao commanders. All right, so
next one is
next.
13, my boy Kyoin. I don't think we need to talk too much about him. I think he's the best for Heavenly King because I feel like his special tactic of using the arrows to maneuver, it's kind of like Origins in a sense. Like I'm not saying it's comparable, but like the methodology of it is like kind of similar. Like you're using like some roundabout way to be able to maneuver your troops faster and it's not like his troops like are doing this by themselves, but they get the orders quicker. So they're able to move faster because of the arrows. And this got hyped up by Renpa a lot. He said, like, no matter who it is, you're going to get your hands burnt. So it's basically him saying, like, even if you're 6GG level, like, you'll get cut off guard by this tactic and you'll be on the back foot. That's how, like, impressive and unique it is. Which is, like, it's some hype that I don't think any 4 Heavenly King has gotten. Other than, like, maybe, like, Rinko's special breakthrough ability. But, like, this is something that's really portrayed as, like, special. Like, nothing else in the series is really like this. And I feel like that gives a lot of hype to Kyoin, especially with how much Renpa hyped it up himself, obviously. And then he also had like portrayal of going up against Kyo and then Okotsu and I think it was Oki and Hakuki. Yeah, those 4. And it said like Kyo and Kyoin's battles are like really bloody. And like it depends how you want to interpret this because people that want to hype up the 6GG and want to like deny Kyo and they're like it was only bloody because Kyo was dominating him. And then people that want to hype up Kyo and they're like, it was bloody because they're both getting good hits in. Mm-hmm. And I assumed it was the latter because of Kyoin's style. Like, they're both super aggressive. And I can see them getting mad at each other because they're both, putting in a lot of work. They're both being super aggressive and burning each other's hands. Which is kind of wild because at like one point you have to be like, okay, you can catch her off guard. But if he can keep doing this, then he can like pretty much fight on par with a 6GG level opponent. Which is like, at that point, you have to think it's overhype. But I don't know.
I feel like he is 6GG because he was even with Renpa before he joined Renpa. So
we don't know when though. Like that could have been so long ago.
But that was when he said when he blocked on stage. But like, come on, like we got the best. I'm assuming the best case scenario Renpa was 6GG level when that happened. For Renpa to be the one like it wouldn't be that much hype though if it was like a weaker Renpa by Mountain. You know what I'm saying.
I mean, it's still Renpa, and then at the end of the day, he said he got his hands burnt. But that's pretty much what like Keisha did to Conky, so it's not like anything like, you actually put up a 6G level like comparable battle.
But he was even but he was evenly matched as well as burn Rempa's hands. So, and Moten had.
Did it say he was evenly matched?
Yeah, Moten. I'll show you the panel. But for Moten to hype going up, it has to be 6GG level Rampa. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
if it was a weak Rampa like 5K a normal general
I ain't gonna
Rampa.
hold you. Out of all the 4 Heavenly Kings, the most forgettable.
What? The most forgettable was Kaishibo.
He has the most. Nah, I actually fucks with Kaishibo because of how he came in at the end, and he fucking pissed, and he was like, "My lord, we'll take them," and then Rimpa was like, "Nah," and he was like, "What?" I don't know, like it's stupid reasons. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying like one's a better character. I'm just saying like.
Yeah.
For me, the Archer dude was always like the most forgettable because like he's the quiet type. He doesn't really talk. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't know.
I can understand that, but he had more screen time, and it's just the fact that he's unique.
Portrayal, like he has had the most like hype. like you said, him fighting against Renpa, him fighting against the other Quinn 6 and still living. But I don't know, man. Me personally, I would put Renko over him. But that's just me.
I mean, I don't think it's blasphemous to say any For Heavenly King is above any of the other ones.
Hell no, I think Kyoan's like head and heels above all of them.
Why?
Kyoan. See, that's the thing.
Because of the panel I sent.
Like, Kaishibo was the leader.
You're lagging.
Yeah.
But Kaz,
you're lagging.
Like I said, like Moten could hype it up without Renpa being 6G level. And then he's probably defending a city on top of that.
And then he was like the deadly archer. I'm lagging.
He's still going. Yeah, you're lagging.
But for the hype to be effective, it has to be the best Renpa possible.
What? And why?
He feel loyalty to Renpa. Why would he feel loyalty to some guy that's, not that much better than him or some shit like that? No, that's wrong. Wait, I retract that, yeah, though. Why would he feel loyalty to Renpa who's not 6GG level? He's not renowned or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Why does he have to be 6G level to be renowned? You're basically saying anyone who's not exactly 6G level doesn't matter.
That is true though. Anyone not 6G level isn't that important though. Is that wrong?
Bro, your boy SSJ, come on now.
Yeah, to us Zhao fans, we're all wide, throughout China. But wait, but it's taken over the state then, yeah. Renpa's taken over the state. It assumes that Renpa has to be at least great general level to be doing such a thing or some shit like that.
I mean, obviously, yeah, but even Kisui's great general level.
Kisui?
Yeah.
Fuck out of here. No, he's not.
Yes, he is. What? He had that hype.
You're baiting me. God.
He literally had the hype of being able to be a GG.
By some old woman that's not even a fight.
Doman and AB are considered mid-tier generals. In like the system, Heki is a high-tier general. So where do you go from there? Do you go like high tier, slightly higher than high tier, high tier, high tier, and then like 6 tiers later, and then GG level?
Hold on. I had to mute myself for a minute. Get that bullshit out of here. Heki mid-tier at best general.
Yeah, that's
no. If you're comparing him to Doman, he isn't.
Doman?
Bro, he is Doman, nigga. What the fuck are you talking about?
Bro, if he was Doman, he wouldn't have been in the arc. Doman was in like one chapter and then he disappeared.
But that's because he's a forgettable character,
Because he sucks.
Nah, but Doman is a consistent character. He is consistent.
Yeah, he's consistently shit.
He is consistent, just like Heki. Just like Heki.
Heki had a whole mini arc. Heki had a whole mini arc directed to him. Doman literally disappeared. He went to the Shadow Realm.
Listen.
He got used for food. They ate him alive.
That's because Doman don't got no friends that's in the main cast.
Stop. Oh God, yeah.
Like,
bro, they ate this dude alive. They used him for food.
Nah, I'm sorry. Heki is on those levels. Like, he is that type of general. Heki is a Doman, a fucking what's the dude that helped Shin during the fucking State of I Rebellion? One of Heki's friends, the general that was with 10 outside the walls. Like, Heki on that level. Like, you know what I'm saying? The nigga has a name. He has a name, yes, but he's trash, bro.
But for Kyoan, I feel like him going up against all the 6GGs, like, personally, 1 second.
Yeah, like, that's a high-tier general, my nigga. Like, Heki is not a high-tier general.
Bro, you can't give Domon props. Like, you literally just can't.
I'm saying Doman is mid-tier, and so is Heki.
I'm saying compared to Domon, he's high tier. He's at least a tier above Domon.
Why?
Because he actually did things this arc.
That doesn't mean he's better than Domon. Like, Domon could be better than Heki for all we know.
Domon is like pretty much portrayed to be comparable to AB, who got negged by Rinko.
Comparable to who?
AB, the other guy that under Mogu.
Oh no, I don't remember his feats.
Well, you don't remember his feats because him and Domon did literally nothing in the center, and then he just kind of died.
Oh,
that's a fact. But Heki
did nothing during.
So Heki is mid tier and Domon is low tier, but nigga.
No,
Heki's not a high tier general.
Okay, listen. I could agree to Heki being mid tier and Domon being low tier, but I'm literally saying he's high because Shohei can consider Domon a mid tier general. And I'm not saying I agree with Shohei, I'm just using the terminology of the manga to make it clearer.
Oh, really? They actually said mid tier.
Did he say that? Oh,
Yeah, like
oh shit! I didn't even notice that.
I think it was when Heki took like control of the 30k army. He's like, we could call on mid tiers like Domon or someone else.
Bruh.
Right. Okay, then. So that's what I'm saying. So like, if they was gonna entrust Doman with the rebellion shit, and
I don't think they're gonna entrust him though. I think they were like, that wouldn't really work though, or something along those lines.
Okay. That's what I'm saying, because if you know what I'm saying, they Heki just got it because again, friends with the main character.
Well, back like, to Clone, he has the clout.
Yeah.
Of fighting all the 6GGs and knowing like
okay, Twally, listen.
Go toe to toe, and then he not beat Rampart. Sorry, he was even with Rampart. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of what's it called, ammo for him to be 6GG level.
Hold on, before we go to there, Twale. Not only did Doman get eaten alive for food, his entire unit got eaten alive. Only the Ocean army was in the center. Doman's unit wasn't even there. Him and like 100 of his homies, or 1,000 of his homies, they literally got used for food.
No, wait. I'm sorry, bro. You said that shit so fast. Say that one more time.
Alright, it was a joke, but I was saying, listen, Doman was part of Osun's army. It was literally only the Osun army in the center. 10k of Dinrimis, 10k of Somos, 10k of Osuns. So I'm like, not only did fucking Doman get eaten alive, used for food, his entire unit got eaten alive with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how useless he is.
Yo, you ready? And even doing that, putting food inside the army's bellies is more than what Heki did, getting this shit burnt. Like,
shit. I mean, you might have a point.
Oh shit! Like, he got eaten alive.
His whole unit too. They're like, all right, since you're a general, we'll let you go last. That's all we'll grant you.
Oh shit! He's like, yo, we'll give you the nah. Since you're a general, we gotta kill you. Imagine as a general, you just like tied down watching your army get killed and eaten, plus they horse. Nigga, that's fucking torture, bro. Kill me first.
Fucking crazy, dude.
Like, oh shit. He said
the whole unit, bro. Rip my mans.
Yo, I ain't gonna hold you. We gonna get an update from him next arc. And like, General Doman just delivered this message or some shit. I swear to God.
Where did he go? Where did he go? Did he die while they were sieging the cities?
Oh man, yo, you know what, my nigga? I'm not even sure. Cause that just got me so weak. You just said we ate him and the crew.
He probably had like 5k men, bro. Where did they go?
Nah, I ain't even gonna hold you, bro. Like, he would have been better reinforcements for your team. If nothing else, he would have made sure his shit didn't get burned.
Yo, I ain't even gonna hold you. Maybe he was a reinforcement. He was just under Heki.
Oh, with the extra 2,000 and then Heki got him killed?
No, because the extra 2,000 was Conky, man. I'm just saying maybe he was under Heki in general.
Oh, I don't know. And Heki got him killed. Okay.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe he got him killed. Maybe he's still alive. I mean, I don't really believe it, but it's the only answer that makes sense to me.
Nah, yeah, because he was the one that punched Shin for being late at the.
Unless he literally died while they were sieging the cities for the Locust plan. You know.
I mean, okay. Yeah, I mean, he's not important enough to highlight it. Alright, so who's next? We got Kocho,
the guardian deity. I mean, I don't have much to say on this guy. If you want to put him far above this, even behind Gyoun, I wouldn't really care because he potentially has the hype to satisfy that. He calls Riboku Dono instead of Sama like everyone else, but that could just be because he's a seasoned vet. He just has a different mindset. Doesn't necessarily have to speak on his ability. But there's that. He's called the Guardian Deity, which is, kind of nice title. Who knows how long he's been here? I assume he has a lot of experience. But at the same time, we don't really know how much of a reputation he has. So it's hard to say, but I feel like it's very possible for him to be, the third best behind Riboku Shibasho. But as of right now,
I was just about to say, bro,
I don't know.
I was just about to say, based on the portrayal of, you know what I'm saying, him being like you said, the guardian deity number 1. 2, in these last couple of chapters, he's been stalemating. Even though he got the reinforcements from the Kantan army, he's been stalemating Osun and the Monster Trio for a minute now. You know what I'm saying? For at least 5 months. You know what I'm saying? So, I ain't gonna hold you. I gotta put some respect on his name. Not for nothing, I'm not sure if this is the case, but I'm pretty sure like Roboku was too young at that time, so I'm pretty sure like he was the one holding shit down after Renpa got kicked out and after SSJ died. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm pretty sure that they didn't have anybody else like to defend them other than Kocho. So if he was able to hold out that long against like the Quinn 6 era and you know what I'm saying, like Zhao didn't fall, that can only like add to his rep.
But then you would have to like question, why did Kin say that Zhao doesn't have any like big commander that can attack them in bio?
Because one, he's literally their last line of. You're not, you know what I'm saying? Like even if he is this great general, you're not gonna send him out to attack. You know what I'm saying? If he's your only.
Here's the thing,
you know
I can agree with that logic, but it wasn't really presented in a way like they have one big guy, but he needs to defend. It's like they have no one.
But I was about to say my second point was like Rihaku, he could be like a master of defense.
Maybe.
You know what I'm saying?
I kind of feel like he's a better Ordo.
No, I'm just saying because the way like the guardian deity, it's like he's more of a protector type than an offensive type. To where it's like when was it Tojo or Tojo's father that took Renpa out of commission, like that removed him from power.
I don't know. I got the timeline confused.
It don't even matter. It was Tojo. Okay, so when Tojo removed Renpa, right, and Renpa got taken out of the military, not for nothing, I'm not sure if the third Great Heaven of Zhao was already dead at the time, but we know Rinshoujo was dead. So who stopped fucking Oki and Hakuki from pressing their attack after they fucking buried 400,000 niggas at Chogo?
Hakuki was dead and Oki was retired.
I felt like it was. I'm talking about during King Shou's era. After they buried the fucking 400,000 people at Chohei, who stopped them from taking over Zhao? I feel like it was Kocho. Because Kocho was that nasty at defense. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's like how he kind of like gurned. No, Renpa was right.
Wasn't Renpa out way for 3 years only though?
I'm just saying, Renpa was removed from power and
for 3 years though, so that's not a lot. That's like 1 year is bio, and then 2 more years.
Was he kicked out of Zhao immediately after he got removed from power?
No, but he was removed from power in that battlefield. I'm not sure if he was exiled then, but what I'm saying is
what I'm asking.
He was stripped. But what I'm saying is he was stripped of his command, and they had to put somebody there to stop Oki and Hakuki. So what I'm saying is, I believe it was Kocho who, because of his expert like skill in defense, was able to stop those two from penetrating, and then that's how he got the title Guardian Deity. I feel like this dude, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't know, like my opinion changed because I was doing a couple rereads, and like my opinion of him changed again based on him being stop Osen and the Monster Trio, then Remy Akko. You know what I'm saying? Based on the time frame in which, and based on the time frame in which, like Roboku was not like the active like military leader of Zhao, and everything that we know in the story, it's like, nigga, somebody had to be there, and he looks about the right age. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he was in the capital, he's an older dude. Like, again, this is all speculation on my point, but like, I feel like, you know what I'm saying, he was a big reason as to why Zhao didn't get taken out by the Quinn 6 after like Renpa and the Three Heavens were gone.
I can feel you on that one. There's just like some things that I'm not exactly sure about. Like, I don't know if it was Tojo or Tojo's father at the time, because if it was Tojo, it's very likely that he could just say, okay, you're staying in the capital. Like, you're not allowed to move, even back then. And then we don't even know if they had spies for, like, the Kakukai thing. Like, we don't even know if they had spies so they could, know about what's going on in Zhao. So I don't even know if they really knew Kocho like that. Like, if they did have spies all the way back then, maybe they did. But, like, there's just, like, a lot of, like, weird things about that. Like, the way I saw that battle, after they, committed the deed, they did the Chohei shit, they killed all those people, I feel like they still weren't even close to the capital. Like, they needed to, like, cover a lot of land. So it's possible that there was just so many cities in the way that it wasn't, like, feasible to immediately, like, attack. Like, they had to just wait a bit, or maybe wait a few months, or whatever the case is. Maybe even attack another state like we're doing now. But it's very possible that they weren't even close to the capital. So, like, immediately, like, bum rushing toward it wasn't an option. And then Kocho was just, chilling in the capital because he had to.
Like, he must have earned his rep, like,
Somehow, yeah, he must have earned it somehow. You don't just get called the guardian deity of the capital for no reason.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. And like the
mm.
only time that we really know that the capital was in danger was after Chohei, when Renpa was taken out.
Was it in danger though?
Because if you assume,
think about it, bro. Chohei, like, you lose 400,000 men. You know what I'm saying? You fucking remove one of your great generals from position. Then the person that you put in place gets wiped out by Oki and them. Why wouldn't Quinn continue to press the attack?
No, but I feel like there was a big gap from when that happened to when Renpa left Zhao. Because that must have been like at least a decade. Because that's when Hakuki was alive and Oki was still active. And Oki was not
But
active.
I'm saying, no.
Since,
Renpa was
since
still
the first
in
bio?
Zhao, but I'm not saying that Renpa left Zhao, but what I'm saying is if we're fighting you to a stalemate for 3 years and then your king removes you, right? Then the dude that they replace you gets wiped out. Why the fuck would why would I assume that they're gonna put Renpa back on the front lines? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna assume they're gonna put another, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna assume that they're gonna put somebody other than Renpa, so I'm gonna keep pressing my attack.
Why wouldn't they put Renpa on the front lines?
But why, if they wanted to put him in the front lines, why would they take him out of the front lines to begin with?
No, he took him out of the front lines because of, you know, how it took too long and the king wasn't like.
Yeah, but they didn't know that. So Twale is saying from their point of view, they have no reason to think if he got taken out that he'd get put back in.
No, but but it's after the loss though. They lost Chohei, so Renpa's back on the front lines though.
Okay, we're talking about that other thing.
Are we not on the same page or am I bugging?
No, we were talking about the actual battle.
Oh.
The actual battle of Choi. Like we were saying, why would you expect Renpa to come back after they just took him out in the same battle?
Oh yeah, no, I was wrong.
Yeah, so we were on different pages. But I don't know. I mean, that could be fair. It really depends because I don't think he had his title taken away at that point. So yeah, I could see what you're saying.
I put Culture like 4th on the list, like 5th, right after. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll put him 6th right after Chosa.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. My impressions of Kocho are mostly from his appearance, which you could say that's a shallow way of looking at it. But I just see him as like a better Ordo. Like based on his design, I feel like he's a warrior type. Or maybe if he doesn't even like rely on being a warrior, like it's something that's in him, and like he'll use it if he has to. But based on his design, like I don't really see him being that powerful. I kind of see him being comparable to Ordo in terms of like fighting. And then tactics flags, like we don't really know, but again, he doesn't really give me an impression of being like a Sensuju tier genius or anything. So I feel like he's a strong fighter. He's like solid everywhere, but he's not like truly exceptional in one area. That's just the impression I get.
For being like the second highest ranked guy in like Zhao.
Like, I mean, that's not a bad thing though, because that's literally like Toe. Except he might just be like a downgraded version of Toe.
You know? I feel like I said, I feel like he's a Toe, but like not solely defensive oriented, but like he's like a Rihaku. You know what I'm saying? He's more of a defensive general than an offensive one.
Well, but here's the thing. I kind of agree and I kind of don't, because I feel like Rihaku, it's not just like he's like I should use defense. He's like I like using defense. Like me and defense go hand in hand. It's like he felt like it was destiny for him and defense to be a thing. While with Kocho, it's like I feel like he goes on defense because he has to, but his warrior side like wants him to go on the offensive. Like he wants him to be like the bold type to get out of the city and I'll face you like head on. What's up? But like most of the time, just because of his position, he ends up being the defensive guy, and that's why he's known as the guardian of the capital. If that's because of his defensive prowess.
But don't you think like if you was like a real like warrior type general that they would have you out there like if like I'm saying like if you're like martial might ability outweighed your defensive ability, wouldn't they have him out there like bodying niggas?
Well, I don't think it outweighs it. I'm just saying I feel like his personality is the type to go for like a more aggressive, like in your face type of style, unless he has to. And I feel like during his career, like for the most part, just by chance, he's been relegated to defense, and then he's just so good at it that that's what everyone like knew him as.
Nah, see, I got it as the opposite, because if it was more way towards how you were saying, then he would have taken his chance to attack Shahekun's, but he was perfectly content with letting Sun Suiju start off. You know what I'm saying? Start the shit off. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? He knew that they was coming. He's like had shit prepared, and it was like Nah, I'm not even gonna make the first move. I'm gonna let young boy make the first move. So it's like, to me, it just seems like I feel like he's more like the CGR type, to where like he like, you know what I'm saying, he'll get busy if he has to, but like if you got to get to me, you know what I'm saying? It's like I ain't going out there myself.
I mean, I can kind of see what you're saying, but at the same time, like, since Suju's part of his army, that is him making the first move in a sense, because he's still like, I'm gonna like pull up to him, and Sensuju's gonna attack, and I'm gonna be aggressive, so you can't like fully focus on Sensuju. Like, at the end of the day, he wanted that smoke, and you could say like, yeah, it's him and Sensuju against just what's his face? I forgot his name. So he has a reason to be bold about it, but that guy, like, he wasn't really expecting him to, you know, leave the city. He's like, oh, he's kind of bold. Like, I wasn't expecting him to leave the city like this.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Kocho himself didn't leave the city. Like, Kocho was in, like, Kocho had them, like, he was in the fucking tower shit.
Was he?
Well, for Toad, he was gonna leave the city though.
Kocho was in, like, was on top of the city walls and shit. He sent 10,000 men out, and then told his men to wait and let Sensuiju make the first move. He wasn't on the battlefield.
I'd have to look at that again.
If I'm not mistaken.
Oh no, he was outside.
Oh shit. But I feel like for the guy that's Zhao's number one general right now, he has to be better. But not on GSS3, I'm more than me.
I mean, here's the thing, because I don't know. Like I said, like I see him
was he outside on the city walls, or was he outside on like ground?
That looks like he's on the ground to
I
me.
don't feel like he ever left the city wall.
You saw the pic I posted, right?
Oh, hold on. Go back.
But what I was gonna say is, I feel like Bananji's clearly stronger than him, and I feel like in terms of tactics, they would like, you know, like be pretty even. I just see as like Shinsuju and Bananji like being comparable, but they have like specialties that he just can't really compete in. I just feel like they have more potential.
Because they have Roku to teach them and all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Well, I have high hopes for him, innit? And it feels
damn, I missed a large part of the discussion. My bad. I had to go pick something up. Who we on?
We're on Kocho.
Where's he at? 1, 2.
He's
12.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
I put him above the Earls actually. I think.
Thank you. I said that before the stream.
Who else would you put him above?
I said switch SSJ and Kocho for the two Earls.
Yeah, I don't know. I might put. Nah, never mind. I put SSJ above Bananji. That's fair. I mean, I wouldn't put SSJ above Bananji.
Oh, yeah,
so, you know what?
Would you put Kocho above Bananji? And what about
Kocho above Bananji? I put him above Bananji, Chogario, but below Gyuon.
I mean, that's fair. I could see why you see him like that. I just don't agree.
But yeah, well, we haven't seen anything from him. So more than fair.
Yeah. The hype he has right now, it's like definitely like hype that if he was going to be a big shot, like this is the right, you know, track to go off of. Like if he was a big shot, based on the hype he's got right now, Nobu would be like, oh, I'm so surprised.
Yeah. I like that Kyoen respect at 13 above Kesha.
Yeah, we didn't go over it that much, but Kyoen's that dude.
Yeah.
But even though it seems like he kind of turned traitor on his state.
Hey man,
man,
you gotta do what you gotta do.
I was gonna die. So.
It just says on the eve of the fall of his state, he pledged loyalty to Renpa. So the day before that,
nah, he's a snake.
He's a snake. God. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's a snake ass.
I thought this was after they fell.
Yeah, how goated is Renpa for him to be a snake, and then he's like, I know he's not gonna fucking accept Osun's invitation.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. He was. Nah, but I'm just saying.
That's true. No, I would even put it past him to accept Osun next time. Fuck knows.
I think he's loyal to Renpa. But yeah, Shinsuju.
I feel like if Osun would have proved 100% that he was better than Renpa at that moment, then he would.
Yeah, because Renpa saw through everything, so he's like, why would I join this nigga?
I mean,
Zhao fucking sucks, my nigga. Them niggas kicked us out for no reason.
I don't know, because I don't think he's the type to even like go out to war all the time. I think like he even went to this battle just because of Renpa, or like came out of retirement. because Renpa did.
You know what? Yo, it would have been so crazy if Renpa would have came to Quinn to fight. Like, yo.
Too much, bro.
Like,
Too much.
Maybe not to fight, but he could have been an advisor. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like how he is for Chu.
Yeah. Definitely could be if he wants to. I mean, he's Renpa. But
like,
what do you guys think of Shinsuju?
Shinsuju's that nigga.
Yeah.
I'm really bad at ranking SSJ, though. I thought he was mid when we first got introduced, and now he's just... I overhype him now.
Yeah, it's hard to say, honestly, because he did have a pretty good performance against Utanwa. Yeah, he had a huge advantages across the board, but it was done in a way where I was like, it's not really SSJ's fault, or like you could see why he got caught off guard by this. It wasn't really like Utanwa cleanly outplayed him or anything like
that. Yeah. Not at all. He did everything right. Not for nothing. Like, that was not his fault. Like, she just happened to have like a fucking like not unforeseeable hand, but she honestly just played her hand the best she could. The desperation, you know what I'm saying, the fact that everybody wants to rape this chick, like, you know what I'm saying, like she played that shit to the best of her like ability. And not for nothing, if Rozo wasn't so thirsty, my nigga, if he stayed in the city, he wins. So it's like nothing. SSJ made no mistakes in that battle.
Yeah, bro. If Rozo just gave the order to kill your town on sight and not bring her back to him, he would have won. So.
The only mistake he made was, getting outplayed by my boy the Figo. If he didn't leave, he would have killed Heki's bitch ass. But like I said, it's a mistake that you could see why he made it. No one in their right mind is gonna be like, if I leave, Rozo's gonna die to Heki.
Like, facts, like, yo, facts, like.
and if we like,
but they outnumbered them, like. No, but either way, he was in a lose-lose position, right? Because it's like, if I waste time, like, making sure that everybody here gets killed, and they do take the city, we still got to take the city, and that's still going to be a hassle. But if I leave now and they take the city, it's like, shit, I don't got enough people to help me retake the city until these niggas is done. So he was in a lose-lose at that situation. But he really did nothing wrong.
And I feel like strategy-wise, him versus Otama was pretty, like, even... At worst case, and if we all agree actually that you're talking about 60G level intel wise, then SSJ is definitely. You don't agree on that?
Nah. Well, what's even 60G level intel wise?
You're talking about she's a 60G level person in general, so I assume strategy. She's good in strategy as well as brute force. Like they're both.
I mean, she's good at strategy. I just thought you mean like she's as smart as Oki or something.
Oh hell no! But she can be as smart as Kyo. Kyo ain't impressive, but she's still 6-3G. You know what I'm saying?
Even Kyo, I feel like she was low-key a genius. And that's what made up for her not being as strong, but I get what you mean. Kind of like a Mobu.
Yeah, because they're all they're all around the same level. Or one or two above each other, but they're all 6-GG, you know what I'm saying? So SSJ, him being up there, plus he didn't even get to showcase a lot of his talent as well.
Yeah, so, before he went to the Kwanrong, he thought he could beat Yotan without them. Granted, he had 90k men or like 80k to her 50 or 60k. But he still thought he would beat her in a straight up battle. He just didn't want to do it because he thought she would run and help out Osen.
And he knows she's a GG class commander because Fute said at the start when they were all in the meet. So it's crazy that he thinks, not crazy, but it's good that he thinks he can beat a GG class level person.
Yeah, I mean, that classic Zhao overconfidence, but you like to see it.
And the rematch gonna be
I'm about to
say
nobody goes into war thinking they're going, but I give him this when he pulled up and like snapped his fingers and had her men killed in front of her. I ain't gonna hold you, my nigga.
Wait, yeah, Twilight, what'd you say? Though? Nobody goes into war.
Real good, like he dead ass pulled up in front of her, like, yo, what's up?
Moten, fucking Shin, and Ohan all thought they were getting into the war thinking they're gonna lose this up. So that's all, man.
Bro, you're such a baiter. But
shit, what was I gonna say that though, innit? I'm just saying.
It's just such a useless comment to make. But fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say.
SSJ hyper.
Something about SSJ. Oh yeah. It was the snapping fingers thing. At first, when I read that, I thought it was gonna play into something like a future strategy, where like he got her in some certain headspace, and then he needed her to be in that headspace to like accomplish something else. But that never happened. So I'm like, did he do that just to piss her off, just to troll her? Like he didn't even think like something major probably isn't gonna happen from this. I'm still gonna do it though. I'm still gonna piss her off, of course. Like, I don't know.
I don't know. He was like I said, just how he rolled through her people, killed them. Like I said, looked at her, snapped his fingers, killed them. Then literally rolled through her army to get to his. You know what I'm saying? That shit was so fucking clean, bro. So clean.
It was a great entrance, no cap.
Yeah, I was about to say that was a because like they had just got the fucking he'll be here soon and shit. Like the Zhao was like, all right, get ready for this nigga to come. What was his name? Kosen Ryu was tight and he was getting replaced and shit. And the next thing you know is like, oh, here he come, yo, go get him. I was like, yeah, bro, this dude is nice. And then it was like he was always so like emotionless. Always goal oriented, my nigga. Like never, like you don't never see him like just like, yeah, he was like Zhao arrogant, but he actually put in the work to be arrogant. You know what I'm saying? Like he caught on to the supply line. He caught on to the.
That was some good deductive reasoning too. He was like, why is there more soldiers or more like guards here at this one spot? Like this spot has to be special. Why would it be special? It's special because of this, of course. Like it made sense, and it's like, yeah, he came up to that like conclusion really quickly, but his reasoning made sense. And it was a good feat on his part.
And that's what I'm saying. So it's like SSJ is just an all around like I
wonder if he was raised by Roboku.
Is he my favorite Zhao character? Yeah, nah, I ain't gonna hold you. He's probably my favorite Zhao character.
Dude, that feat was so impressive that people were calling it an aspo when the chapter came out weekly.
I swear.
Yeah, people dead ass were saying it was an aspo for him to like figure it out that quickly.
He literally gave his reasons as well, fam. Like, come on. It's not like he even figured out they were going to Gyo. Come on.
I guess you have to keep in mind that this is before, Retsubi. So they thought we were literally banking everything on Shueiken's strat, and they're like, damn. Well, Shueiken spent a year on this, and SSJ ruined it in like 5 seconds, so shit.
Yeah, true.
Not only to get to the first step and realize the first step ruined the plan. Like, goddamn.
Yeah.
And I feel like throughout the time, like, a couple of, when, when Olsen was going to Gyo, SSJ was like, what would you do? And then a lot of the times when he was with Roboku, like, he asked the smart questions compared to the other characters, which I like much more.
Yeah, he was also able to predict the Yotamo army's food stores, which my boy Fute also did for the Olsen army. But he was also able to figure out where exactly, like based on the terrain, where they would put the food stores, which I kind of like compare it to a Genpo feat, where you figured out, like, based on the terrain, Kanki would be positioned right here. This is the smartest place. So it's kind of like a Genpo parallel, something to compare him to.
Yeah, true.
Well,
true.
I'm just gonna ask, how do you guys compare him to Chogaru? But I'm just gonna mention one more feat, and that's probably his best feat. Him predicting Yotanwa, catching Gobo off guard. I think this is pretty impressive for multiple reasons. I mean, for him to predict Yotanwa is of a caliber to, position their troops there to begin with and like make it like catch his escape and shit. That's pretty impressive. To predict that before the battle even happens, have your troops there to begin with. Of course, that's pretty impressive. It really depends, because like a lot of the mind games for that moment is like, how much sense does it make for Gobo to retreat? If it's obvious that he's going to retreat, then Yotama probably won't go for that strategy because it's too obvious. But it wasn't that obvious that Gobo was going to retreat, because he seems like the prideful type, and Baggio wasn't, like, he was putting in work, but he wasn't really like dominating him or anything. So for someone like Gobo, who's like prideful, who's a strong warrior, he's not getting dominated, you would think, why would he retreat like that? Which is why I'm confused why Yotama was able to predict it, and that like, of course that matters for why Sensuji was able to predict it. So I'm not like completely sold on that whole exchange, but I do think it was impressive regardless.
Yotama predicted SSJ would come out, right? If I'm not.
No, she didn't. Well, she predicted that him and Rosa would come out, but not that quickly.
Oh.
Or not that many niggas.
yeah, both. Not that quickly, not that many niggas.
She knew that they was coming, but she didn't know that they had that many people left. Like, they never had an accurate gauge on how many Kwang Rong was actually in the city. And then by the time they started fighting the Kwang Rong, I'm gonna say at least the 80K from the Zhao army was, you know what I'm saying, they had went hiding. So it's like, to see that many people come out after you just killed this dude, it's like, I mean, right before you kill this dude, it's like, goddamn.
And for them to be there to begin with. But I'm also going to mention, like, actually it's kind of fair for her to predict him to retreat. The reason I was confused is, like, he retreated so early. Like, even his own men were like, we're retreating? So that's what really, like, caught me off guard. Like, I don't know how you would predict him to do that, given who he is. But since Kin have, like, such low food supplies, you would think like, okay, if the battle went on for another 20 minutes and Baji was like gaining the upper hand and it was starting to look kind of bad, like yeah, Goba would probably retreat because of course Kin has one more day left and you can easily retreat and just say, all right, what are you gonna do now? You know?
Yeah.
So I think she didn't get the exact timing right, but she predicted the strat, which is still impressive on her part. But yeah, Sensuju was like pretty much flawless in this arc.
Yeah, him pushing your tongue with like 6GG level person, even though I don't like saying that, to hide extreme difference was pretty like it was very, very impressive about him. But it's hard to compare to Chogaru because he didn't show SJ didn't show like tactics on the back like in battle tactics.
And this is why I have Chogaru above Sensuju because obviously he's shown better on field tactics, and I feel like his strategies were better as well, especially the one where he fucked up Ohan. But even if we were to assume like they're equal in intelligence, maybe Shinsuju has more potential because like later on he's going to be a bigger shot than Chogaru is. Even if we assume they have equal intelligence and they have like comparable tactics, Chogaru is still probably stronger, I would say, and he has a stronger army, I would say. So I would just give Chogaru the edge.
Yeah, that's fair.
We haven't. Yeah, that's fair because we haven't
stronger
even
army though. Really?
We haven't seen
the dojo,
bro.
Oh, true.
We haven't seen SSJ actually like lead a what is it, like an actual, like we haven't seen him lead his unit.
Yeah.
Like he was always just riding, you know? So we don't know nothing about his men. And then I'm about to say. Damn it.
But since you forgot, at this point, I feel like SJ will come back stronger next arc. Like everyone's out, obviously, and then maybe that will put him above Chogaru, and hopefully we do see him on the battle. Like,
I don't know if it'll be as quick as next arc because it really depends on if they're training or what are they going to do in this year. But I feel like my personal speculation, and basically just going to repeat myself. I feel like him and Chogaru are pretty much equals in terms of intelligence, but Shinsuju has more potential because I feel like I don't know if he's younger. Well, he's definitely younger, but I'm just gonna say I don't know if he's young. But I feel like once he reaches his full potential, like maybe during Zhao's last stand, he's gonna be like arguably like nearing 6G level, or someone that could like give Moten a really tough battle or something along those lines.
He's already 6GG level.
Yeah, I do think he's Moten's. I do think he's Moten's.
His Yatawa was equal, fam, and she's 6GG. So, you know.
I know you want to believe that, Kaz, but having like 50 times your opponent's men and then still losing, not equals.
But on the mental part, they were equal though.
But I'm just saying, he didn't really do nothing after the second day, bro. Like after that, the Kwang Rong took over. He didn't.
After they burned the food, the second day.
Yeah, second day. Well, the second day that they was fighting the Kwang Rong. You know what I'm saying? Like the second day he got there.
Well, that's something we were questioning. We were like, why isn't the Zhao army attacking? And I always just assumed that Rozo was like, this is our battle, which he pretty much said to him.
Yeah. That's really what it was. Like once they brought the Kwang Rong, once they got to the Kwang Rong territory and asked for the help, he's like, all right, I'm gonna kill this bitch because you know what I'm saying, she claiming to be the king of the mountain and that's me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do that. And then he couldn't say because he got that deal with Raboku. But he told SSJ there, this is my fight. Like go sit some. You know what I'm saying? And that's why from then on, the Kwang Rong took over until the very last day.
But at the same time, he put them in a good position with the food and that, which I guess he was just waiting until they were on the last bits, and he thought I was going to do a crazy play for SJ to actually just take her out.
Yeah, they was going to wait until they were starving, but then when your town went on the full attack, it was like, fuck it. While waiting for them to starve. You know what I'm saying? We just going to wipe them out.
Yo, when Twilight said they was waiting for them to starve, I just like get a mental image of fucking Sensuju being like, I can see right through the thought processes of these apes. That line was funny as fuck. Bro, he was such a condescending dickhead, bro.
For real, I guess his own people as well.
He's the best, crazy. Though. I ain't gonna hold you. He's the best.
His backstory gonna be mad. I guess because the amount of people killed his parents, so he hates the amount of people or some shit like that. But he still wouldn't call him like shit.
He's probably from the mountains.
Yeah. But
I'm telling you, he's from the Zongnu.
I think everyone thinks that.
Multiple times. Like he has a connection and a history to the Zong.
Oh, he must be, and then Raboku must have raised him or some shit. They found him.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like he was one of the kids. He was the kid, and Raboku was like, "I don't kill kids," so instead of killing them, he took them in.
He knows Raboku tactics, but let's not get into that.
But imagine that, though. Imagine
next you got
working for the dude
oranges.
that killed your whole family,
Most
your whole
definitely.
tribe or whatever.
What'd you say, Twilight?
I said, imagine working for the dude that killed your whole family.
But that's why I think, what if it was actually mountain people that did? That's why he hates them so much.
Bro, how is it these fucking Spanish people have been playing this music outside of my house for like 10 years and they're still playing the same fucking song, bro? It's the same fucking song. God damn it.
That is crazy. Was it like once a year or something they do it?
What?
Did they do it like once a year?
They do it every summer. I have a baseball field next to my house, and they love to.
Got an anthem.
Yeah.
Terrible.
But yeah, I'm gonna end it here, unless you guys have other things you want to talk about.
Who's next on the list? Garyu?
I kind of want to save Shogaryu for part 2, though.
Yeah.
Oh, part 2? Okay.
Yeah, we've been going on for like 2.5 hours.
I'm down.
Kind of sweaty as fuck right now. I want to get up from my seat.
An hour of that is just Fute.
Bro, more than an hour. Come on now.
Yeah, no, the only thing I would really say is I see Kesha on the same tier as Kocho. That's about it.
You want to give some reasoning for it?
Nah, it's just pretty shallow reasoning, just closest seat, 3 great heavens, and I'm pretty impressed with feat with Dooku, but like you said, it was all pretty much circumstantial, so
I mean, my counter evidence
really
or my counter reasoning would be, yeah, he was impressive against Dukyo and at first against Kanki, but I kind of wanted like a couple more of those feats to really cement him, because at the end I feel like he pulled like a really terrible move that he should not have done, and it just really left a sour taste in my mouth from that point on.
Yeah, that's fair. I definitely gave him a bad rap.
Yeah, I feel like that was not consistent with his other showings. And that's a shame, but it is what it is. Like, I would have been able to swallow the pill easier, like I said, if he had a couple more like good feats here and there, but all he had was the Dukyo thing, which was incredibly circumstantial, and then the Kanki moment, which was impressive. I'll give him that.
Yeah, that's about it. That's all I got to say for the list so far.
Alright. If you guys want to post like your versions of your list up until now, then you can, like in the text chat.
I got you.
Cool. Yeah, then. Nice stream.
Yeah, good stream. It went on for a bit longer than I expected, considering who we talked about. But part 2, look forward to it. Follow my Twitch, join the TKC, the Kingdom Community Discord. Let's start these debates, let's talk about some fucking Kingdom, my dudes. But yeah, peace.